How does it feel beating Ankle Boy? I know that was the person you were probably the most scared of.
I mean, of course it feels good. I definitely was excited to like overcome that hurdle because Anchor Boy is just such an impressive player. But also at the same time, like I did die twice, and in stupid ways too. But I played well to like come back from those deaths. Wasn't perfect play, but you know, I clutched it out. Honestly, Loki's kind of like a dark horse for me almost. I feel like obviously he's been a really good player for a long time now, but I haven't considered him as like a crazy player for as long. Obviously, just in the recent like season, he was #1. He's obviously really good. I mean, we'll see how that match goes. Very scary player. When I watch him a lot, it's like you can tell he played SSG. Like he has just crazy mechanics. Also, what I really like about his gameplay is he kind of does like a lot of the same stuff I do, which is like funny. Like we're both 90 FOV, we're both Bosnian. He does like the same kind of route, search crafting, tab crafting, all of that kind of stuff. So it's kind of funny. It's cool. Okay, I will let you know what will it take for me to consider myself the best Minecraft player in the world. Is if I win this and I get world record, then I'll be the best.
Damn. That's what it takes for someone to be the best then, I guess.
Do you agree, Farmer? How do you feel as another contender?
I mean, I get asked this question a lot. It's just specifically for Minecraft, it's the game is too big and you can't like decide overall. Whereas like a game of similar size like Mario 64 or something, like similar sort of niche size audience, but it's like it's very obvious because it's just one thing that you're doing. Just a speed run, right? Like there's no like building or puzzles or redstone or anything. So there's so much to do in Minecraft. Like someone can be the best redstoner, but someone can be the best like complex redstoner, and someone can be the best like space efficient redstoner, and someone can have the most technical knowledge on certain farms that are vanilla, and someone can have the best technical knowledge on farms that require mods or like game breaking stuff. And then you can be the best speed builder or like terrain builder or like map maker or speed runner in 116, short categories, long categories, set seed 115, like tournaments ranked. And there's so much. And I don't even think like whoever your like best would be, you can get pretty close on like niches and stuff, right? Like subsections of communities. And I really don't have any experience with stuff that well other than speedrunning community things. But even in the speedrunning community, I don't think we've ever had a clear like this person is the best speedrunner at any given time, because there's still so much depth. Excuse me. There's still so much depth to speedrunning at any given time in different categories and different versions. And there's just never been anyone that has been the best at every single version by far and away. You guys are all saying Crooks, but he never played anything other than 116. He never got world record. He never won any tournament. So I like your opinion. I'm going to disagree with it with the facts. I'm a statistics guy. That's all I'm going to say. You can agree. You can disagree. I know it's a hot take.
I love Crooks.
I know it's a hot take. That's all I'm saying is he never played anything other than 116. Never got the any percent world record. Never won any 116 tournaments that he played in. That's all I'm saying. And even nowadays, like Zolonox has world record, but he doesn't play ranked. Silver's won the ranked tournaments, has won various other tournaments, bingo, stuff like that. Doesn't play all advancements, doesn't play any other tournaments. Zolonox has been playing 115 recently. They're like Antragus is very, very good at 115, doesn't really play other tournaments. No one has ever been by far and away the best at Minecraft speedrunning, probably for the past 5 years. Like maybe you can say like Illumina in like 2017 or something, or like 2018 when it was like just 1.7, or you can say like Taro, or you can say like maybe Illumina when like 114 just came out, or like maybe Benex or Nice Twice back then or something when there wasn't that many versions, and no one really played anything else. But no one has just been by far and away the best when you take into account all the different versions, resetting, ranked tournaments, all that stuff. It's just not possible. So, I wouldn't say anybody in any stretch of the time over the past, like I said, 5 years. Like maybe, and I just don't know enough history back then, but like maybe the last like actual true MCSR GOAT was like Illumina. And I wouldn't know when you would end that line. Like I don't know the history is what I mean. So I don't want to speak on the history, but the fact that I can have that there's this much discussion around just speedrunning and Minecraft when there's PvP, building, redstone, parkour, other types of movement, like it's impossible to tell. So that's what I have to say in the matter. But Silverr definitely improves his resume if he wins the ranked tournament for the second season in a row and gets world record. Still would need to prove himself in other versions. Maybe get an all advancements time where I'm not backseating him for 4.5 hours and he can do it by himself. But that was fun. It was fun to play with him.
Yeah.
Not even like shade, not even a bad way. But like I just mean the game is so depth and there's only so many hours in a day that you can be awake and do something. And if you can only play Minecraft for even 16 hours a day, you can't you have to spread your time so far among so many things. Like you're gonna lose to someone who plays 10 hours a day of 1.7. If that's all they do, if you have 16 hours to play all of speedrunning, it's just like impossible. You know?
I hear what you're saying.
So that's my take.
Crooks was pretty good though. He's like really good. That's my opinion.
Yeah, it's crazy. I say he was never the all-time GOAT, and everyone's like, "Holy shit, you think he's terrible?" Like, I never said he's bad. Like, if you, like I'm a stats guy. You look at the stats guy. He had like 20% of the top 50 runs, which is like disgusting because of the amount of people that play the game. But if I say he was never the all-time GOAT because you look at the big ticket items that he never got, and then I'm a villain. So what can you do?
You're a villain, Farmer. Okay. Well. Anyways. Sorry, guys. But
What
yeah,
can you do?
this debate is very important. It's very important. Is it practical? Does it do anything for society? Does it have an objective answer? No.
What
I
does
think it's
anything
fun to talk
really?
about personally.
Why
I
are we
enjoy
even
talking
playing?
about it.
Why are we even playing Minecraft in the first place?
That's
You know?
a good question. That is a philosophical.
We could be out in the fields, farming the crops, tending to the animals, progressing society.
Or we could do that in Minecraft and get some food out of it, and then use that to beat Minecraft faster. That's all I gotta say.
True. I should get a shirt that says "I'm a stats guy." I say that a lot recently. You know me, guys. I'm kind of a stats guy. Anyways, what were you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna say like that's great, you know, but you can still like you can still you can have an opinion based on the stats. You know what I mean? I feel like
Well, that's where my
what I'm saying?
opinions come from. Is like
Yeah.
they're
I know.
very based in stats.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Very
that's
very big numbers guy.
I mean, using your opinions, using stats that's just the way to go for life. I agree with you on that. You know, I'm on your side with that.
Yes. But anyways, we have some seed selections to get into. As a reminder, surely this overlay works. Haven't brought it out since season 1 grand finals. We have a best of 7 between Lowkey and Silverr. There we go. 7 full seeds. At least 4 seeds are going to be played. It's at worst a 4-0, at best a 4-3. Shipwreck and Desert Temple bans both make sense, but again, once seed 4 happens, we get to pick from all the seeds over again, including the banned seeds. So it's very, very likely, if not, I'd say almost guaranteed, that we might see a Shipwreck or a Desert Temple seed, Nerdy, because it's very common for someone to pick the ban of the other player, as we've seen before. What do you think about these bans, and what do you think about the seed pick?
We know why Silverr banned Shipwreck, because he tried to give it a chance the other day, and he regretted it. Now, unfortunately, that means that we get no more Shipwrecks, which is sad. But Lowkey, on the other hand, banning Desert Temple, I think makes sense because it's just weird. You know what I mean? It's just the weird. It's the odd one out. It is the one that just doesn't fit in. It's a bit. I don't know. I guess I would say it's just the most unique, right? And so at the end of the day, I think these two bands totally make sense. We're gonna have a village, we're gonna have a buried treasure, and we're gonna have a ruined portal. I mean, I think this is like almost always what we have, and this has been this tournament, and I think it's gonna continue to be this tournament for the rest of this match.
Yeah, I think we have honestly averaged more than one Ruin Portal seed per match because of people picking them twice in these best of fives recently. Every single best of three had a Ruin Portal seed. I think we've seen at least one, if not two, in every single match. And I think 2 or 3 shipwreck seeds over the course of the entire event. Might see a fourth one today, but I don't think either runner wants to play them. I know Silverr banned them, but I don't think Lowkey's that enthusiastic about shipwrecks either. But we have our village seed here. Lava
There we
pool
go.
all one. Sticks for dead bushes for sticks. I was gonna say it the other way around, but nice play. In a desert village, you are able to use crafting table houses occasionally, but they're gonna be beelining it to the blacksmith. Figure out what's inside if we need to kill the golem. Probably not going to be obsidian because we have our enter on us. There's actually a closer lava pool too in the plains, but there is going to be a iron pickaxe coming out and a golem kill coming out for these players. Very awkward though. Where do you get the wood? Where do you get the stone potentially? How many beds do you grab from the village? There's actually a lot of decisions that go into this seed. Where are you getting your food? Food chest, 11 bread for Silverr. Definitely not going to need to grab any more hay bales, and he gets to overlap that with getting a bed. Now, if he also goes for a crafting table house here, he can make a pickaxe, but he also can't make an axe and a shovel. So he has to commit to the gold axe or commit to a shovel and then have no sticks to kill the golem. So has to make the gold axe, but not sure if it was what he wanted to make as opposed to a stone axe, but not a terrible use of gold either. Just scary. I don't like where he's standing here. Build up as well. Lowkey's got this golem in a cave as well here.
Both a
So
little bit awkward there, yeah.
yeah, it's very similar. Lowkey has some wood and Silverr doesn't. Silverr has much more food. I don't think Lowkey has any food right now. He's got to potentially run back to the village or remember he has food. Maybe there were no hay bales. And Silverr clutched up with that food chest. Lowkey might FNS
Yeah.
some mobs, but
I
this
think
gold
there
axe,
were hay bales. I think they were just kind of awkward and they were
yeah.
tricky to get. I think that they were up on a little hill. Either way, I will say one thing about this seed is not only is it a village seed, so the food should be theoretically easy to grab.
I mean, look at this though. Lowkey's just entering.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
has,
he's just gonna
he
go
has
for it. I
zero,
guess I'm wrong.
he has zero
Yeah.
food.
The
It
good news
has to-
though, he has armor. Now armor is good for no food runs because at least you're taking less damage for each hit in theory.
I just think, I mean, you're on the Bastion.
Right.
Oh, I think he might have realized he's going to go back.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
he realized.
That's just a flat mistake
Just-
then, not a decision.
Yeah, I mean, there's absolutely no reason you would enter the Nether with zero
Yeah, I
food on a
totally
village.
agree.
So I think he
totally
just
agree.
didn't think about it at all. Maybe some nerves, right? He played first thing in the morning today, our first match of the day. So he's been watching for potentially 4 hours. And he's
Right.
going to grab these 2 hay bales, misses that chest with the food. There's a second chest in this house, 5 bread. So he's going to actually have 11 in total. What is this Nether? Oh my God. What a grand finals match.
Wow.
What a Nether. Look at these runners are going to have to freehand this treasure out.
Okay.
I mean, what a cool seed pick. Look at this
Oh
complete
my
wall.
goodness.
Not going to be able to get these piglins up. Makes a bridge there. Well played from Silverr. They should be able to shove up eventually. I've never seen a fort flush with the wall of the treasure like that. I've never seen that before. Silverr almost dying, but he's good. Has 10 bread. Not the best situation. Very cool seed. Very cool Nether for us. Nice
And
play
that-
from Silverr there. Lowkey's low on blocks. Gonna build with his wood. Not the worst thing in the world. Gonna also have to freehand. Let's see if he does it the same way. And he's a little slow on getting the pigs up. Can't spleef them
Ooh.
like that. You can't spleef your wood down. You're gonna have to put another block. They're gonna get in the way. And Silverr looks to have handled this much better. Lowkey's losing all these pigs.
Yeah, he just didn't get those pigs at all. He
Lowkey's
totally
lost all
messed
these
up the
pigs down here.
blocking.
They're gonna be mad for 30 seconds. They're not gonna get out of the way for him to place that block.
Yeah, he
Losing
just
time
doesn't
trying to
have
get
those.
them, and he doesn't even get them. So, I mean that's at least a 20-second time loss for just trying to get them up and not getting there. But how much is the additional time loss for not having the pigs? How many trade cycles is he gonna have to wait extra?
That's just the worst of both worlds, so to speak. You don't get the pigs, and you spend a bunch of time wasted on said pigs. Silver's, I guess, reactions are just much better. Here, Lowkey taking some damage. He's got a pig on him. He's just gonna throw that guy to the side for now. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, Silver's just handled the situation infinitely better.
Yeah, and I think it's really big too because there's no travel time here between the fortress and the bastion because the fortress is actually part of the bastion. New structure potentially dropped on this seed, which means there's very little things for Lowkey to do to overlap his time if he has a little amount of pigs. He can't really do anything. Like you
Right.
can't pearl hang, can't really craft anything. It's too awkward to task overlap like a spawner because it's the bad part of the fort. So look at Silverr already leaving with all of his trades, and Lowkey just has to sit here. How much gold is he sitting on? Is it as bad as we think? Getting more gold blocks as well. Every single trade, 6 seconds of raw time loss. As Silver's just able to start looking for the spawner, doing a little bit of spawner pyre, but might have seen it down this hallway. He does. Very enclosed. Except, no. Actually, nice that this is open. Blaze betting open spawner and just open spawners in general are nicer than closed spawners. And look at Lowkey just still sitting on his trades. 16 pearls only. Silverr has 22. So he's missing a pearl trade. Gets it there at the end, but look how much he had to wait. Look how long that was, like a minute, I think. And I think they're both going to be entering, or Lowkey's going to take the same route as Silverr through this fortress. They're going to most likely end up at the same spawner. But Lowkey's just so far behind. And I mean, we've seen Silverr match pace with Ankle Boy, the fastest runner. And we know Silver's incredibly fast. It might just be over.
Yeah,
If
just those
Silverr
early mistakes
doesn't
from
make any
Anchor Boy
mistakes.
or from
Lowkey,
Lowkey
yeah,
just
sorry.
really adding up here. And it sucks too because it's just it seems like that was a total like fixable mistake. Just getting the food,
Yeah,
playing
the
the
food
Bastion
and
better.
the food and the bringing the pigs up, just the two
Yep.
small things, maybe 15, 20 seconds on the food. Weird routing, maybe a little more than that, but then the treasure pigs, not able to get them up the fortress wall, just put some blocks in the wrong way. So we're at a very clean fix, just kind of building them their own staircase. And I think the
And
piglins are used to the staircases too. They kind of like walking up and down them in treasure anyways, so
yeah.
made it feel a little homey as well from a lore perspective.
Yeah, that's always important. But yeah, just it's unfortunate here for Lowkey because those mistakes, like we mentioned many times, if Silverr plays this well, there's almost nothing Lowkey can do. Like those early mistakes, and he could just be out of this game. He's doing everything he can, of course, but now it's completely reliant on Silverr to either really slow down here, maybe play too safe, or of course to play too risky and die. That's basically like the only way that I can see Lowkey catching up here. He's gotta do something.
Yeah, I mean, you can only play so fast. You can't affect how your opponent plays at all. So if Silverr just cranks it out hard enough, it could be over. Gets that 6th rod, so he's going to be heading to second portal chords as we speak, as Lowkey is blinding with 5. So basically a full split behind. Just the eye measurement split. Not great terrain here, though. So
Yeah.
this looks okay for Lowkey. Looks Silver's second guessing himself, maybe trying to double back to more open parts of the fortress. But if Lowkey can find better terrain faster, it's very possible that he could catch up time and make something happen. Yeah, looks like Lowkey also leaving.
Yeah, and it looks like
But they're
Silver's found
both
some terrain here,
Yeah,
so
they're
hopefully he can
both looking
continue
for weird
this.
terrain, but Silver is at 0-0. So he went all the way back to spawn to try to find more open terrain here. Lowkey, I think, is going to push through this wall. So if this wall opens up, we'll
Ooh, it's the exact same thing Silver did. Okay, now
yeah,
let's see. So Silver chose to go backwards here, Loki committing to this dig through. We'll see which one ends up being faster.
I
This
think
could be an
Silver
opportunity for
better.
Loki to catch up.
Yeah, I thought this fort was farther away, but both of Loki's cores are very low, like -60, -40, so not nearly close enough to be where the stronghold's at. And Silver's got a lot of open warp force terrain heading into second portal cores right now, and definitely overshot them there. So gonna be building his stronghold portal. Ooh, misreading chords, a little bit of a mental mistake, not a huge deal, but it is some time that gives Loki some chance to get back. But this wall isn't giving him much to work with. Not an amazing preemptive spike from Silver, but him versus the preemptive right now. Double skeleton. Did he see it with this light source, this wormhole? Nothing. This looks very disgusting. Some water stronghold mechanics. Warm ocean coral reef in the stronghold. Creepers getting pushed in by the water. And Lowkey is still digging through a wall. Ended up definitely not being the right play. But we've seen this terrain on Silver's screen. So he's going to be in the portal. Oh my god, he looked at an Enderman. He's alive. Didn't get in the boat. Looked at an Enderman while purling down. Was at 1.5. So one tap. But he stays alive and is still in the seed. The second portal chords are right here on this warp force terrain. And he's going to be in the same stronghold as Silver. And it's going to come down to the preemptive. Now, if it's weird, it should be weird for both players. It is a little random. It is a little wacky. Looks like Lowkey got an okay spike, but really big for his numbers. So we're coming lower down to this staircase here. At a 5-way here, and Lowkey just insta-found it. I don't know where Silver missed. Lowkey just insta-found it. And he's in the prime position to go up 1-0. And oh my god, I gotta move. I think Nerdy disconnected. Nerdy's back now, but I'm in the screen a little bit. And if Lowkey hits the 0, on Nerdy's back, we're good. If Lowkey hits the 0, it's short front, so we can go to 90, potentially 95. He wants to push it with good pearls, which he is going to.
Wait, what did I miss? How was Silver? What happened? I was gone.
Insta preemptive from Lowkey.
Wow.
And all the time is just caught back. Just no nav from Silver, and it's gonna be game. Gets
Oh
it
my
with the
goodness.
last explosive, and Lowkey's taking seed 1. Same exact stronghold, and the nav looked very easy for Lowkey. So Silver either just mentally missed a spot, didn't get a spike somewhere, not sure what happened, but that's your seed 1. Silver going down early.
Wow. I mean,
It was very close here. Yeah, it was off this 4-way. Look, he never went forward more off of that 4-way. Saw it for a little bit there in the spectator. Just couldn't hit the preemptive. Silver in the game chat is saying there was a zombie spawner mid, which caused him to get a false preemptive spike. Those numbers are very close, if not the exact same, to a normal spike. So chalk it up to some game RNG, chalk it up to some whatever. I mean, Silver played the rest of the seed basically perfectly.
yeah, I wish I had more to say. I mean, looking at the splits, I can talk about up to the stronghold. Silver was just a minute ahead. Like, he was consistently winning, just based off these mistakes from Lowkey that I saw. But now it seems like, I guess, Silver, I mean, hey, at the end of the day, like, the stronghold 2 enter-end split is just as important as any other. So, I mean, it doesn't matter that he was ahead. He lost the match fair and square. You know, you need to iron out those preemptive things. Normally, Silver's very, very skilled at that, so it's always surprising to see him mess up an end game. But hey, Lowkey did a very good job navigating that stronghold.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just the one mistake that Silver made was just worse overall than the 2 mistakes that Lowkey made. And that gives Lowkey the seed 1 victory. And I don't know. I mean, we get to throw it over to our seed selection splits or seed selection screen for seed 2 to see what Silver wants to play among these 2 different seeds. Again, no crazy decisions here, but it is going to be Buried Treasure, Ocean Seed, very exciting. Silverr, very confident at these, but Lowkey also very confident.
Yeah, I mean,
And
yeah, totally. I mean, both players very skilled at these skills, so uh, it's sort of hard to judge too much. I mean, at the end of the day, these subtle picks are probably they probably don't put that much thought into it. Honestly, we probably think about it for twice as long as they do when they're
way more than
picking.
they do. Yeah, way
Right.
more than they
So,
do.
end of the day, I think both players are totally fine playing BT, and yeah, I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see this match. Game 2, let's
Yep.
go.
Maybe Silver's more confident in it too because of the TikTok style of Buried Treasure recently, playing on basically like 4 FOV to very, very much nail down the chunk. And he actually mines this sand slightly smarter. It's going to get the iron first. Again, these microseconds usually don't matter, but we've seen seeds today where they matter a lot. So being ahead here, I mean, has some height, got the shears first on the log first. So Silver's able to get to the ravine first. Should be able to enter first. First. That's all I'm saying.
Very good
But
BT as well. You love seeing all that iron, the diamond. I mean, I guess I didn't use it, but hey, I'm a big fan of the diamond shovel. I always love the diamond shovel, even though it's technically the same as the iron shovel. I enjoy it. I enjoy the look of it. You know.
yeah, and I mean, there's the ravine. Looks like Lowkey also heading to the same ravine, so it should be very close. As long as both runners don't mess up the portal, so we'll be ahead, but only by maybe 10 to 15 seconds. 2x1, a little
Only
weird
10
with leaves. Need to put a freaking, what is the word? Blank. I was gonna say log, but it's just not true. Can't place doors on leaves, and you need to replace a door on a block that you break. But look at this. Lowkey made up a
Somehow Loki
lot of
caught up. I
time
don't
there.
know.
Yeah, just small mechanic things. Lowkey was behind getting the BT mechanically wise and starting the tree section, but made up a lot of time getting into the nether, only becoming around 2 to 3 seconds behind. And Silver gets hit by a stray blaze here. Could have food ramifications, which are not good. But otherwise, both of these runners looking like they're taking almost the same exact terrain. Gonna rescan for the Bastion. Could be in the wall here. Don't really know where Lowkey's running. Could have been a fake spike for both players. I'm not entirely sure. It looks like
It looks like
yeah, it
looks
looks
like
like
Loki's good.
yeah, and Lowkey's running back, and maybe Loki saw it, but Silver sees it too. Okay, so both heading to the same Bastion. I got worried there that one of them was going to miss it, but finding some terrain where to go
Oh,
through
look at this for
everything like
Loki.
that. Yeah, is this the bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah, this
So
is the
he
entrance to the
much better
bridge, but
routing.
Silver's also in the bottom of the bridge. Will definitely know where he is. One of the few people to definitely like know
Yeah.
back and forth where he is in every Bastion. Couldn't really think of the words to say there, but only going to be a few seconds behind. But Lowkey crushing that terrain just a little better. So going to be ahead, mining this chalice by literally 4 gold blocks.
Yeah.
He's 4 gold blocks worth of mining speed ahead, and he's killing a Hoglin. So there
So
goes
now
that
they're
time
even.
save. Yeah, I mean, now he's behind by 4 or 5 gold blocks, but is it going to matter? Is the food going to improve his situation much more? Silver did get hit by a stray fireball that was just raw 5 hearts of damage, but Silver does still have a
Very
Hoglin, and
unfortunate.
if he overlaps that Hoglin with trades, it's possible for it to be 0 time loss activity, free food. And this is a double single bridge. Wow. Basic double single sort of jump across route from Silver. It looks like Lowkey's going to be doing the same thing. So not a huge deal here. Just have to make sure you don't really lose that many pigs. And Lowkey's actually not doing the same thing. Saw all these pigs down here get mad, so he's actually doing lower trading route,
Okay.
but doesn't have that many pigs. Gonna need a difficulty toggle to make these guys fall. There's 4 extra pigs coming in.
Ooh, taking some damage.
Well played from Lowkey, whereas Silver corralling some pigs over here. I guess they didn't want to follow for Lowkey. Maybe they fell. I mean, it's 2 different routes getting very, very similar results. And for those who are curious what I mean by double single bridge, the thing that Silver is standing on right now is called a rampart. They're usually the sides or the main areas of bastions, and this rampart is a single chest rampart. There's only one chest in the middle of the rampart at the top, as opposed to a triple chest, which isn't honestly really a triple chest, but everyone just kind of calls it that. It's a double chest and a single chest. Triple chests are impossible. Maybe they're possible if like dungeons generate weirdly. I don't really know, and like newer versions if that's even possible. But yeah, this is double single, so you get a lot less pigs in these single chest ramparts as opposed to the triple chest ramparts. So routes are different for bastions depending on how the ramparts go. So both of these runners had to do suboptimal routes due to lower pigs, and Lowkey kind of free-handed his own route there, but it worked out. So I'm honestly not sure who's going to be ahead, leaving this bastion, heading to the fortress. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I think Lowkey may have gotten a few more pigs, but it's definitely close. Like you said, very similar results of very different routes. And so it looks like Silver is going to be pearl hanging. And we have Lowkey, who is still just waiting on some trades, trying to get that last little bit of Obby at 16 currently for
Yeah, and it looks
Lowkey.
like Silver's at
17
17. Yeah, literally
yeah.
one obsidian difference in these trades. Like how many actual trade cycles is it? Every single pig means that every 6 seconds you get one extra trade, and that can snowball. 3 pigs versus
Totally.
4, way more important than, let's say, 10 pigs versus 11.
Right.
So we're heading back to his trades. Still 17 Obby. Both of these runners stuck at 17. And when you're this close, you almost want to wait. You almost want to wait for 20, especially when you have so much gold. There's
Oh, there's
18 for
one.
Silver,
18,
and there's the
19.
20th. They come really
There's
quick.
the 20th.
21. So Lowkey
Okay.
will get them all soon together, but Silver's going to be in the lead, even though he was slightly behind. So his route ended up working out a little better, but Lowkey is going to have this obsidian on this trade cycle right
There it
now.
is.
There it is, 21. His pearling's gone, and he's there within 10 to 15 seconds.
Wow.
But the time loss and the time save has traded between the runners, with Silver now in the lead. And I didn't get to catch it over all the action. I don't know if Silver killed a hoglin. I don't know if you caught that either, Nerdy, but I don't know
I
the
don't
food
think he
situation.
did.
The only thing I can see is that Lowkey has 5 cod and Silver has 3. That's all I know right now. I'm not sure about the pork chop situation, but it could end up mattering when there are hunger resets on the table 4-0. And I have no idea what Lowkey is doing, possibly digging towards a blaze on the audio, blaze
Yeah.
spawner, but this is just all raw time loss if he can't find it. But Silver can't find a spawner
Silver
either.
can't find it either. Yeah, but Lowkey finds it first.
Lowkey completely digging you a spawner, so props to Lowkey for finding that. And Silver,
Oh my god, he's getting ambushed here.
2.5 should be fine. 4 spawned on him. I think Silver pyrade for a spawner over here, and there is in a very weird spot here. I don't know if they're at the same spawner. They are not at the same spawner. I can't confirm. So we could have different spawn rates, different spawn timings at these spawners. And Silver gets a 2 spawn, not a 1 spawn, not terrible, while he's blaze betting. Unfortunate, as he doesn't have all the blocks cleared out to get more blazes to spawn in the 9x9 spawner area. 9x9x3, centered on the spawner, also dependent on light level. So you want to clear out all the fire and all the blocks. Nerd emoji. But anyways, Lowkey's got 6 rods, so he's able to go here. Yeah. Looks like he's moving just to get a little bit more open terrain. And Silver has 4, so Lowkey seems to have taken the time save back. It looks like Silver is prepping 0, so he's overlapping a little bit of time save here with this spawner cycle. So it's not the end of the world, and I think these blazes drop quickly. He should have 6 after these blazes, and there it is. So he can go, and he's not that far behind. Could arguably be ahead depending on the prep. And look at that. Oh my god. Look at Lowkey's calculator. 2194.
Ooh, that's not what you like to see. It's
So
Silver though,
far
over an ocean.
Yeah, so he's gonna have to do some tech to get his eye back, and he's gonna have to eat some damage for that if he wants to do it fast. But Lowkey's able to go towards chords, and Silver's not much better. And yeah, he's not going to throw a pearl up. He's just gonna go down, maybe due to the health situation. I know he likes to pearl straight up to insta warp back to the portal almost. I wonder if they're going to the same stronghold. I wonder.
I think they are.
I don't know. So we're looking for the best pearl to throw. I'm not sure. I mean, there's basalt on both players' screens, and it looks like Lowkey's terrain opened up much better than Silver's did. But they're both pretty open. They are going to the same
I
stronghold,
think
it
that's the
looks
same
like.
one, yeah.
And the only thing that I noticed right now is Silver's on 3.5 with no food, and Lowkey's got 2 pork chops on 2 hearts. Or on 4 hearts. So
Neither one
Lowkey
great, to be
can,
honest, but Loki can
yeah,
definitely mess around more.
Lowkey's easily up to full health and doesn't need a pearl anymore, and is also starting this soul sand crank from the same basalt terrain that Silver's at right now. And he fell building second portal. But it looks like it's fine. Very weird, but I think he's potentially on the right coordinates.
Looks like
There
it to
he
me.
is. In starter. Silver literally only 10 seconds behind, but the time save and time loss and the lead has transferred once again, but Lowkey's not getting a good spike at all. Middle looks okay, but not what I'd love to see. And there's a mob over here, which messes with the numbers, and it doesn't look great. Silver having to rip a quick hunger reset. So he's going to be able to zero with no food anymore. But Lowkey doesn't know where he's going. No spike. Did Silver get a better spike?
I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't look like it necessarily. Wandering a bit in this stronghold.
Over here, down here, likes this direction.
There it is.
Finds it. He
Silver
got a better
finds
spike.
it.
Silver winning the preemptive race this seed, and is just going to instantly go into setupless 0. Blocks on the bar.
Wow.
That's on the bar. Short tower. Nice pearl. Going to be able to easily crank to 95. I thought it was a lot harder than it was before watching all these runners just crush it recently. 2, 3, 4, 5. Gets that out. 2 up, and then the obby, and easily within a turn. Should be a very textbook 0 cycle for Silver. Has
Too much
easily
damage in
enough
there.
explosives, including the anchors. Maybe not, actually. Is this the last anchor?
I think this is. He
Oh
gets
my
it, though.
god, what
Oof.
an anchor. I thought he had more beds, but wow. What a clutch. Must have been a
Fantastic
60
stuff.
damage anchor. It's what he needed to do. Because
He has some
Lowkey's
bad
going to
res
go
in there,
for it
yeah.
as well. One of them's going to hit it, and Silver's the one to hit it first. Back in the lead. Or, I said that last time. Tying up the series 1-1. I mean, this match was very different from our last one, I feel like. Lowkey was losing the last one with 2 big mistakes in the overworld and the nether, and then Silver made a massive preemptive failure to lose the first seed. But now, back and forth in this seed from both players, so close, never between 10, 15 seconds apart on these splits, but back and forth gaming. Lowkey in the slightest of leads heading into the stronghold, and the same stronghold, but Silver able to hit the preemptive, hit the 0, just as Lowkey finds the portal room and takes seed 2. Nerdy, do you think we're already looking like this is going to seed 7, the way these runners are playing? What are your thoughts?
That's really hard. It kind of in some ways. I mean, they're obviously even 2 really close players could totally go to a 4-0. You know what I mean? That's just possible. Now, we obviously have 1-1, so that's not possible anymore, but my point is it's impossible to tell. But what I've noticed in both matches that leads me to think there's a very good chance of a 4-3 score for our final game 7 is that every single match super super close. The match where we thought Silver was winning, Lowkey won at the very end. The match where we kind of thought Lowkey was winning,
Silver.
then Silver won.
Yeah.
So I think that goes to show how subtle the difference is between each win. And I think that goes to show that really any match can go any direction. So long as there's not, a catastrophic death or something of those, something like that. We should never count a runner out just by being a little bit behind, is what I'm trying to say. So that's what I've learned. So I'm excited to see
100%.
this. Very good chance of a game 7, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. It's like the end game has been the most important split. Like the small leads that these runners are getting into the end game splits into the stronghold are just falling apart if they can't perfectly execute the end game. And I mean, it's the most practiced split among a lot of runners for a reason. There's just so much happening, and it's so easy to make one small mistake and just get completely lost. If you miss up your preemptive, it's over. If you die in 0, it's over. If you mess up, build your portal at the wrong location, measure your eyes wrong, it's over. It's very, very, very crucial, like mistakes that you cannot make. And so making a mistake in the end game is what's lost both of these runners, both of their victories, both of their leads. But they've traded it back and forth, like you've said, it's 1-1. And before we get into game 3, we would like to take a moment. I like had it and then I stumbled. Okay. We'd like to shout out the sponsor of today's stream and the entire ranked playoffs, Creo. Exclamation mark Creo in chat, creocards.com. They recently launched a metal print line of art, some MCSR specific art as well. We'll show that on screen now. 3 exclusive art prints that you guys can purchase and hang up wherever you like to hang up art or display. There is 3 sizes, small, medium, and large. They're all on the website in the dimensions. They ship with free command strips for hanging and nice display. And if you buy 2, you get 25% off. If you buy 3, you get 35% off. Let's throw back to our webcam screen for just a second. Someone is asking Nerdy for you to hold up the large one to your face to see how big it is. Can you go grab the large one?
I can totally do that.
They're all on my wall. So this is like a wall scale you can kind of look at. Like that's a microwave. So the large one is like 1 microwave tall, kind of, but the perspective is weird. So yeah, it's like it's pretty big, the large one. Those are the 3 in size lined up. So there you go. And yeah, support Creo. They're supporting us with the sponsor. They're supporting us by working with the artists and the content creators in our community to create some awesome products for you guys all to enjoy. So it is very exciting. How much are they? I think the small is $30, the medium is $45, and the large is $80. But again, you get 25% off if you buy 2 and 35% off if you buy 3. So buying 3 is basically like a buy 2, get 1 free. Very, very exciting. And before we get into Seed 3 and Nerdy, we have an analysis segment from Fulham. I mean, there's a lot to talk about in these first 2 seeds. We can take a deep dive with our analyst, Fulham, to break down how these runners played, what they can improve on, what we're expecting to see in our next games.
Saying the ranked grand finals for season 2, you can't be underdressed. Thank you very much. I thought I'd pull up in the suit just to make sure. You know, you gotta make sure that you're all nice and looking very dapper for the finale. We are, of course, not having Anko Boy versus Quist. Please ignore that. Pretend that that's not there. We are going to be analyzing the first seed between Silverruns and Lowkey in our grand finals of this season 2 MCSR ranked. It's been a very, very back and forth 2 games, as you guys have likely seen. We're going to go through and analyze what is arguably the biggest mistake that either runner has made so far, and that was within the first 3 minutes of the first seed's overworld. So, let's have a quick look at this. Now, while Lowkey is actually waiting for his woodlight, he decides to go back to the village to grab some spare some crops and some food during this woodlight. At this point in time, Silverr is already in the bastion. So there's a lot of advantage that that Silver's been able to make up at the very early stages of this run. However, we then notice this is the bastion. We see that the fortress is directly flush with the treasure. Usually, we have nice little stairs coming up here on both sides. However, because of the fortress, we sadly have no real good access to get up here. So we have to try and do something on the fly. Silverr goes for it. Silverr does a much better route than his opponent Lowkey. And I really like this idea. It's not bad at all. It would have been a lot better had these 2 soul sand blocks not been here. I think that would have been a lot better. However, if we take a little look further up in the route, something slightly happened which caused Silverr a little bit of troubles at the start of this route. So notice here, we've got a lot of pigs around us, having to throw a lot of this gold ingots just all over the place to make sure that he doesn't take too much damage. But notice here, sorry, the bitrate kind of messed up there. Notice here when he is done digging, he doesn't actually, I believe, dig every single block. He might do. He does dig every single block. However, taking all of this damage here is going to cause him to almost, lose his life. And I think the main reason that I wanted to bring this clip up is because of this armor status right here. Had he have not had this armor here, he would have probably taken a death there. I believe there was 4 hits. Now, I'm sure you can go back and check the sound clip. But there was a lot of hits in that section. And without the amount of armor that he had, because of the low saturation, I do believe that he would have taken a death there. So it was quite lucky that he did have that armor. Graciously, he was able to, get all these pigs up into the hole, get some food done, and able to actually enter into the stronghold first. However, we noticed that Lowkey was able to get a much larger preemptive spike over to this left side. You saw it flash up for just a second here. And the fact that this preemptive spike, when we say preemptive spike, by the way, we are talking about this big salmon-colored section on the right. When that spikes up to usually around about half of the pie chart or more, that's usually what we mean by a spike, by the way. So, noticing that Lowkey had this spike and found it very quickly, he knows that the spawner is going to be roughly in that direction. However, he notices that the spike's a little bit larger than what he may be used to, because we're usually talking around about half the pie chart. There are numbers as well down here that you guys can't see. They are absolutely tiny. They are right here. If you lean really close into your monitor, you might be able to see it. But it's slightly too big for this to be completely normal. So it may be the fact that he picked up on the other spawner that Silverr said was down the middle of the stronghold where there's a zombie spawner. However, he was able to instantly navigate this and enter the end before Silverr, even though Silverr found the stronghold first and was able to cleanly finish off the dragon and take seed number 1. Arguably a little bit of an upset at the start, given that Silverr was our ex-winner of Season 1. However, of course, Lowkey is Seed 1 in this tournament. This is a really big clash of the Titans here. So, as we head on into Seed number 2, notice how quickly... Hold on. I'm just going to actually unmute the desktop audio and not speak while Lowkey is crafting. This is not sped up. This is 100% speed. That's it. All of his tools, his bucket, his doors, and his boat crafted without a single error, it felt like. It was absolutely light speed fast. And this was something that I think that the commentators didn't quite pick up on, solely for the fact that Silverr was ever so slightly ahead, was getting down towards the... heading towards the magma ravine slightly sooner. But because of this crafting, Lowkey was able to pick up a lot of time that he lost from just mining the wrong block for the buried treasure. Not quite being out of the water while he was mining, meaning that he was able to... meaning that he had to dig the sand from underwater a little bit slower. This allowed Lowkey to get a slight lead into the Bastion, but this seed was equally just as back and forth, pushing back and forth, both runners basically neck and neck throughout. But again, I'm going to let this soundbite play and tell me if you guys would have found this spawner. He manages it super well and is able to find that spawner from just this sound cue. Notices that there's a spawner there and is able to find it. Of course, doesn't go directly the fastest way. Maybe goes past it a little bit and then comes back around and goes up. But a really, really decent navigation to get through to a spawner that is arguably not very easy to find. I thought that was really clever. It saved him a little bit of time, got him to the spawner first. And if we go here, we then see that Silverr takes back the lead and enters the end first. And let's have a watch of this zero cycle. Just watch the dragon's health, because this is what is probably most important here. Bed 1. Bed 2. Nothing for bed 3. Very low bed 4. Bed 5, huge! And anchor his anchor, amazing. I think the fact that those last 2 explosives were from this health, he had 2 explosives left, is just unreal. It's just a crazy, crazy situation whereby, you know, when you go into a zero cycle, 6 explosives doesn't seem that atrocious. But having just 2 explosives left with roughly 40 to 45% of the dragon's health remaining, it's unfathomable how he was able to hit this and clutch this back. Just a really, really fantastic zero cycle. And that was how the second seed ends. It is 1 apiece. I will be back after seed number 4 to give you some more mid-game analysis, chat. I'm going to throw you guys back over to Nerdy and Feinberg, and I will speak to you guys very soon.
Like looking at all the stuff that that we get to miss. Like I did not realize that Lowkey's crafting was that fast. Like genuinely incredible speed, and just the small things like the spawner audio and stuff. And it's all those small things that add up, which is why both of these runners are in our grand finals, Nerdy. They've been able to beat 3 other top runners to get here, and they're now facing off. And it's 1-1. So we can throw it over to our seed selection screen for a little bit, but it is the 5th and final remaining seed type for us to play. So not super interesting. I guess the fact that it's a rune portal is pretty interesting.
They were lost on a rune portal earlier today. Can he run it back?
And it has a
That's the
potential to
question.
be very, very, very fast. So I got nothing else to say about it. It's going to be more interesting seeing our picks for seed 4 and beyond. But
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just who makes the less micro mistakes. These runners aren't really making macro mistakes. It's very small things that the other, like, everyone's playing as close to perfect as they possibly can. So,
Yep.
It's whoever's making the less of the micro mistakes, because the speed is there for both runners. In these last 2 seeds, the speed is very, very close. Surely this is our looting rune portal. It's not looting, it's a 2-letter enchant.
No, we're not just going in. Okay, for a second
This
I thought
is
we were
a-
just going
yeah.
in. No, we're gonna get it.
I don't think it might be fire aspect, which would be interesting. I don't know. All the Bosnian sword enchants.
It is indeed
It is
fire
fire
aspect.
aspect. Okay, that's very nice for food. This is a weird seed too, though. Only wooden tools. Not enough iron to make a pickaxe, but you want to save this iron. You don't want to make a shovel, which, I mean, wouldn't really do anything anyways. But gonna be a wood pickaxe, wood axe, wood shovel moment because of the lack of iron. But there will be iron in the Bastion. In rank, there's always guaranteed to be at least 3 iron in Bastion chest somewhere. So you might have to loot a lot of chests, but your opponent gets the same chest loot that you do. So it's pretty even. And look at this overworld difference. Look at these weird small differences. Lowkey getting stone axe instead of a wood axe, and Silverr getting mutton from the sheep instead of the pork chop. So Silver's in like pretty significantly faster here. But at what cost? 9 pork chop versus maybe 4 or 5 mutton. I really don't know. And Lowkey has a lot more blocks than Silverr does. Silverr only has 16 wood, and he can use it all to build here, which is fine. Get more in the Crimson, which is fine. And I guess maybe it doesn't look like he really has a Hoglin here. Nice parkour there from Silverr. Actually, shout outs. Silverr and I attempted a parkour map yesterday. where we were linked together in the sense that if one of us died, the other person would die. We thought it was going to be an easy map. It took us 7 hours and we're not done. So we quit and we have to finish today or tomorrow or something. So
Oh, Silver's dead. Oh, Luis Silverkey clutched it. Oh my god. I didn't
There
think it
were
was possible.
there were no boat clutches in our parkour map, but that's just the Silver difference. Insane clutch. I mean, it was looking like a 2-1 right away.
It was. For a brief moment, I was thinking Silver's dead. I mean, I said it out loud. Silver's dead.
Yeah, I
That was
was
reasonable.
watching it and I was like, "You're right, like it's over." And I just gassed up his parkour skills, and he missed like a 2+1 or something, or a 3+1. He didn't force momentum it. I don't know, like, but he gets the boat clutch. Very
That's
hype, very
Boat
exciting.
clutch too. That was like on like a one wide
Yes,
thing where you
there
can't
was,
like easily. Yeah.
very little terrain for him to boat clutch off of that.
Incredible clutch from Silver.
But it does put him behind by a decent amount, and maybe behind in general. They are in the same exact pace, but Silver has a lot less food to work with on this seed,
Yep, I think that's going
and
to be huge.
slightly less blocks. I think wood stuff. Lowkey fumbling a little bit. Could come down to how many pigs each of these runners get. Not sure where the fort is. Yeah, 5 mutton for Silver, 9 pork chop for Lowkey. So not only more food, but better food source as well. So would be surprised if Silver could get through this full seed without hunger resetting. I think mutton is equal to salmon. So 5 salmon is not terrible. It's very classic with BT. You're going to get worse food in BT occasionally.
Yep.
But not ideal, especially if you have to take a lot of damage.
And another thing to keep in mind here is that this is Bridge, and with Bridge you have so much gold that extra wool that Silver got from the overworld is on average probably not going to be needed. The extra
Yeah.
3 wool could be nice if it was a low gold and low explosive result from the Bastion, but unfortunately for Silver, him getting that extra wool probably won't be that helpful. I mean, it could be, but probably won't be compared to Lowkey, who just got invested in just the better and higher quantity of food, rather than the killing the sheep, which gave a little wool and a little food.
Yes, for sure. Oh my god, Silver, low RD for the Pearl Hang. 2 Hoglins in his
Oh,
triple, and he
3
doesn't have a lava
Hoglins!
bucket. Oh, 3. I mean, it's really weird to even kill these guys. I mean, ideally you burn them for food, but he's just gonna... Nice, not bad. But Lowkey's already out. Look at this.
Yeah.
Silver ideally is just going to grab these trades and be able to go, and he's got 3 cooked pork chop from another Hoglin as well. Yep, using this Pearl Hang, but
He's
he's
able to go.
behind now. Some weird Hoglin shenanigans that's going to put him behind, as well as his boat clutch situation. But he's
There we
going to be
go.
heading over to this fort, and they're at the same spawner, so Silver's not going to be able to make up that much time. I guess he has 2 strays there, though, right on the spawner. A 3rd stray I can see. Looks like Lowkey is probably around this fort as well. 4 spawn off that spawner as well, so this could be a very fast blaze split for both players, potentially.
Yeah, both runners doing great here. The double spawner is crazy.
Yeah,
A little bit
these are
awkward to work
really
here,
close.
but it's not too bad with the skeletons behind.
Really good block off from Silver there, so they can't get up to him at all. And a 4 spawn off of this spawner is just insane. But this being a double spawner means there's basically no time to prep anything, no time to blaze bed. You're just running around killing the blazes. So going to be pretty mechanically based, but Lowkey's finding time to prep stuff as Silver's building his portal. Slower spawners, you get a lot of time to do prep, a lot of time to do nothing and think. So it doesn't really benefit mechanical players as much if you have a lot of time to do stuff like that in the downtime. But on seeds like this, where there's very little downtime and it's just go, 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 the mechanics are really going to shine. And the seconds that you can save on search crafting, on knowing exactly how you're prepping, clearing your inventory can matter a lot. Overlapping things between pearls, overlapping things while you're thinking, while you're heading to chords, all that stuff is some very good stuff. And look at this. Silverr is ahead somehow. Bossed up this fort. I mean, I think he got maybe 2 or 3 extra strays, but ahead again. I mean, these runners are so close. It's literally only 5 to 10 seconds. They both threw the same shitty pearl onto the side of this leg and have to kind of finesse their way over to the side of this crimson. Lowkey taking some up terrain. I wish we knew the coordinates they were trying to head to, but I like where Silver's at because he's lower, but look at Lowkey digging down already. Silver's going to be able to do 16 blocks hella quick with this gold pick, though. They're...
Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh my god, that scared me again.
you have fire res.
Silverr
I know,
scared me
I know,
again.
I
He has
know, I
fire
know.
res.
But look at this. It's a
Oh.
terrain decision. Lowkey leaves first, or leaves second, but he's building his second portal first by literally 2
1
seconds.
second. Yeah.
Like one.
Yeah, it was
No,
like 2.5 seconds.
like 1 second. No, look. Yeah, no, 1 second. Sorry, I read this wrong. This is crazy. It's gonna come down to preemptive. Gonna come down to setupless 0. So who can just boss it up first? Boss it up better.
Once again, we have like insanely
Silverr
close
finds
faces.
it.
There
Off the
it is for
four-way.
Silverr.
It's right there for Lowkey. He got poisoned by the witch.
Oh
He
no!
can't 0. It's just impossible. There's no way he can 0. He got witch poisoned. If it wasn't over because he's behind, it's over now. I mean, he's gonna send it, but there's no way. Wait, he's done. He's not poisoned anymore. He actually can still hit it, but it's too late. Silverr, I think, went 1 turn too early there. I don't know how many beds he has left. Silverr has 6 beds, 2 anchors. Very hittable, even with the bad explosives. Wow.
Zeroing at the same time. This is
I know, the same rotations and
unbelievable.
everything. This is so crazy to watch.
It looks
Lowkey's
like
bed
just
broke
2 duplicate
anyways.
streams.
Lowkey had the bed break.
No.
Maybe was trying to push some harder damage. I mean, couple small things, the poison, a little bit of a preemptive whiff. I think it ends up not mattering near the end. Silverr had a faster preemptive into that portal room and cranked the setupless 0, but just weird random shit happening to Lowkey. It doesn't help the mental. Like, why is there a witch in the 4-way? Why am I poisoned? Like, it just feels like the game is just against you in that
absolutely
in that moment.
Wow, unbelievable stuff so far.
Look at the back and forth from these runners. Look at this.
I mean, like, this is just unbelievable. Founding Stronghold within 1 second of each other. Entering the end 10 seconds later for Lowkey. A little bit of nav, a little bit of that witch situation there, but just wild stuff here. Fantastic work, really, from both runners. I think you can see Silverr entered the Bastion much sooner. He had a better overworld route as far as like just raw pace, ignoring the pork chops. But then we see the little bit of the hecticness that Silverr had to deal with, causing him to lose a little bit of time there getting into the fort. He had all those hoglins, the hoglin incident. But then Silverr clawed back some time with some better navigation, and wow, I mean, just terrain usage was very good from Silverr. They both end up entering the stronghold again within a second. It's just crazy.
Yeah. And we are gonna have a minute here to look at our seed selection. Any one of the 5 seeds, and Lowkey picks Shipwreck. So it's our 4th unique seed, the seed that Silverr banned. And I mean, I like this play from Lowkey. I think it makes sense. I think it's quirky, seeing Silverr struggle on the last Shipwreck that he played.
Based. No, this
in
is
the
good.
grand finals.
I think this is a good pick. I think this is smart. I think this has the highest chance of messing up with Silver's mental. It's pretty strong throughout this tournament. We've seen him do quite well, obviously getting to the finals, but also, you know, he's lost games and came back, like we saw in the quarterfinal or the semifinals. He lost his first game against Anko Boy and clawed it back. So his mental has been pretty strong to be able to do that. But I think Shipwreck, if anything, has the highest chance of messing with his mental.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna know it's a shipwreck, so you don't have to start with a BT scan and stuff like that. But sometimes it's hard to spot the shipwreck. And again, there's a lot of different decisions. Are you wood front loading? Are you getting wood in your shipwreck? Lot of decisions there, but I'm ready to get into it. I think these runners are ready to get in it. We had a little bit of technology moment with the ranked room, but we're good now. A little bit of a quick game restart, but they're ready to go. I mean, look at these completion times: 12:04, 11:48, 9:04. Like incredibly fast completions from both of these players.
Let's see it.
We're gonna see the shipwreck. Lukewarm ocean, pretty beautiful sight to see. Silverr already getting some logs, and look, it's weird
yeah.
too in shipwreck seeds. There's a big difference between these standing up full shipwrecks versus half shipwrecks, because you can stand in the door of these ships.
Right.
Now, obviously, it doesn't make a lot of sense. You look at the iron count for these players: 13 iron and 4 gold. That's enough iron to make full tools and shears, and it's just by far and away the most important iron craft with extra iron in the overworld. Insane amount of blocks, so important to have. So neither of these runners will be committing to the ship to get their wood. Going
And I
to
have to
opt for
say,
the shears play.
Silver looks a little bit indecisive. I feel like he's been just slightly indecisive with his movement here and his crafting. It feels a little bit slower than Lowkey to me.
Yeah, it looked just a little off. Maybe nerves, maybe sleepiness, maybe I don't know what it is, but if it's just as if anything, it's just as crafting that's off, because the rest of the gameplay has been near perfect.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
But you're right. I mean, it is the minor things that are adding up. I mean, all these seeds are within seconds of each other entering the stronghold. So you never know. And now it's a magma ravine battle. Looks like Silver's going for some far kelp on the left here. Lowkey's curving over there at some point. Maybe this is the ravine. It is the ravine. Is one of these real for Silverr? If not, he's going to be in trouble. One of these is. But that one isn't real for Lowkey. So Lowkey's in trouble now. He's going to far send this kelp, but he's probably about 20 seconds out, giving Silverr a pretty early lead heading into this overworld. But we've seen players, seems like almost people play more aggressive and just somehow get faster when they're behind. I don't know. It doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like
I
a
agree
mental
with you totally,
thing.
though.
Because if you play faster when you're behind, and there's like, it's just always better, like you're not taking more risks or anything, then why don't you just tap into that always, right?
Right.
But it feels like there's been something today with people being behind in certain games, just being able to claw back time. Maybe it is people being ahead, playing a little safer. Could be, the opposite thing. Maybe you're not playing faster if you're behind, but you're playing slower if you're ahead. Something like that. Another bridge bastion, and with the carrots in the shipwreck, going to be pretty easy to get some W food source for the run.
Here, bridging up. You can see Lowkey maybe catching up a little bit, though. I feel like he's clawed back definitely some of that time. And Silverr has a Hoglin on top. How's he going to deal with this?
Yeah, this is really awkward for Silverr. He's got a bucket, but he's got a... maybe you bait this guy down on hard or something, or you lava bucket him, and he doesn't even really need the food is the annoying part. It's just an annoying time loss, and that's 10 seconds, 15 seconds, and now he's... Silverr was ahead 1 gold block to 0. Now Lowkey's ahead 16 gold blocks to 9.
Yep.
An 8 gold block time loss. Maybe that's what we should measure time in.
What do you think? That's a fantastic
gold block time loss. Silverr.
Yeah.
That Hoglin was an 8 gold block time loss. I think it really only works for bridge.
Well,
but it works really well when it works.
Bridge is the best. Bridge is the only.
Look at this route. Double single. I couldn't even tell you the name of this route, but this could get a lot of pigs. But Lowkey has a ton of pigs up here as well. 1, 2. Wow. AFK piglins on Silverr screen here. This did not work as well as he hoped, I think, at all. Leafing them down even more.
Oh no.
Maybe he's lower trading. I have no idea how this route works. Maybe there's a natural hole lower there. I don't
know.
think. I don't know. Lowkey does not have a lot of pigs either. He's trying to get more as we speak from the lodestone chest, but there's nothing inspirational going on from either of these bastion routes. Now, how much of it is the runner's fault? How much of it is the piglins being a bit silly and a bit trolly? I don't know. The game is random at the end of the day. But these runners are looking like they're going to be in this bastion for a while. See if Silverr can manage to get any more pigs. He's trading down here. He's just free-handing the trades. All right, so whatever Lowkey's doing, he's got his piglins in a hole. So I am a little bit more comfortable with that route than what Silverr was doing.
Taking some
But
damage here as
Silverr
well.
looks like he's gotten more pigs overall here potentially. He's got that guy stuck in
Taking a lot of
the
damage though.
lava pit, and this guy has a crossbow and just is not trying to get up. Maybe scared of the lava, maybe scared of commitment. But this piglin has overcame his fear and gotten into the trading hole.
And now we have
W
golden
Mans.
carrots coming out so he can heal up. Fantastic. And on the other side here, Lowkey getting the obby that Silverr picked up already. So definitely interesting. Both times we've had double single. We've seen different routes come out. It's
Literally,
just funny.
I think like 4 different routes, 4 different
Yes.
trade holes.
Yes.
Maybe 5 different trade holes. Silver's kind of used 2 combined in this route.
It's true.
But he got a lot of pigs down here at the end. I do wonder if he lost any trades due to whatever the hell he did, dropping these pigs down to the bridge just for fun. But
Yeah.
like 15 obby, I don't know. It's very weird. Still unclear to me who is winning. It looks like Silver's going for backups. Nothing there. There's 3 more backup spots, but they are all very annoying to obtain. And it looks like Lowkey's out towards the fort. 15 only, not committing. Silverr has 17. Don't think he's going to commit to the backups either.
Yeah.
10 seconds separating these runners here.
Just that decision.
Nice fort pearl, nice pearl hang as well.
Wow.
Lowkey has a pearl hang hung to home portal also. And they're both navigating the fortress in almost the same exact way. Some Feinberg strays for Lowkey for spawn in the middle of the hallway. That's going to give him a lot of time if Silverr can't match those strays or match the spawner speed. No fire res. 1 stray, mayhaps, and a big magma cube. Unlucky. Trying to do some fort preemptive, which is a nice overlap in setting up your pie chart. But Rannick, not Rannick, I read Rannick's name in chat for some reason, and I said it. Sorry. Lowkey found the spawner first. I think Lowkey is ahead by a lot. Chat, sorry, it's been a long day.
I mean, I can't say I haven't done something similar.
At least I didn't say,
I
what did I say? I said Anko Mat yesterday, right?
Yeah,
Or Auto Boy? I think I said
brought
Anko
up-
Mat.
I think I brought up Anko Boy in this match or something like that. So listen, I definitely
I don't remember what I said yesterday.
I definitely understand. It's very easy. It's very easy to just say the wrong thing.
So many names, so many talented runners. And I have a small brain, so it's kind of hard to fit all the names in there. But back to the match progression, looking at the rod counter for both players. Silver's 1 rod behind, but it feels like Rannick's been in this fort for much longer. I said Rannick again. Holy shit. Lowkey's been in this fort for much longer. Man. Oh my god.
Okay, the first one I give you.
Yeah, that one was crazy, man. Oh, my fault, dude. Rennick's got to
Okay, it's
PayPal
okay.
me after this, man. The exposure is crazy, no lie.
True.
But Lowkey looking to maybe get the 6th rod. There it is. Silverr only on 3 rods. So now the differences in time at the fort showing for sure. But you can't leave on 6. It is home portal. I mean, you can. You can leave on 1 if you want. You can play for a 10 eye, but it doesn't make any sense. You're not going to leave on 6 because if any eyes break, you're now playing for a non-guaranteed chance to enter the end. So these runners will be leaving on 7, which is awkward for Silverr as he's on 6 rods, waiting for another spawn cycle, but it comes. Definitely behind here. And Lowkey, he dropped that rod. There's 3 more blazes, though. I guess he can pick it up if these guys don't drop.
There we
This
go.
guy did drop though, so he's heading back to home portal. 20, 25 seconds behind. And in these
Yeah.
matches, like they've been so close. I guess Lowkey did mess up the 0 last time, not like it would have mattered, but it might be too much time for him to make up in
It
this
definitely
match.
could. That is
We've seen
100% a
some
possibility.
We've seen some preemptive mistakes, though. Some mistakes getting to second portal terrain. Not even really mistakes. Like one runner makes a very nice terrain decision, and the other runner just finds the better decision somehow. Something that a risky decision that ends up paying off, stuff like that. But gonna see these runners head towards second portal chords. Not sure why Silverr isn't boat eyeing. Maybe his boat broke or something like that. But he's throwing 2 eyes here instead of 1. More time loss for Silverr, not what he needs when he's already behind in the match.
Yeah, it's just suboptimal. Silver looks maybe a little bit off compared to some of his previous matches. I mean, it's not big though. It's not like this obvious like, oh, Silver is dying or Silver is making this huge clear
Yeah.
blunder. It's like these small little things. That's why I noticed the crafting at the beginning. That's why there's just so much room for just very small little mistakes that are adding up, and it's really not that big. But you can see it's
They
adding
all add
up, and
up.
now
Yeah.
he's probably 30 seconds ahead at
Doesn't
least.
look like Lowkey's in starter though. In a random 4-way, looking for food, I think, so he doesn't have to hunger reset. 9 hearts and 8.5 hunger. Now 8 hunger is very awkward.
Oh
Where
my
is
god,
Silverr?
Silver.
Pearled into
Wow.
Soul Sand ceiling.
Yeah, I don't know.
Weird.
Something weird just happened there.
Lowkey looking for a spike. Back at starter now. Can he get food? Doesn't look like it. Back to where his portal was. Was he actually close to the end portal frame? Not sure. Hasn't found the portal room yet. And Silverr on his way, but look at how he's digging like a nubular staircase, kind of like 3 down forward, 3 down forward.
Oh yeah, how dare
Just
he?
scared of purling. I don't know. I mean, it's safe, but it's slower.
It is
You know,
slower. Yeah. There we go.
nubular. It's like noob advanced chat. It's a word I made up. You gotta trust the process. Anyways, Lowkey zeroing. Got the food. Got 2 gaps from a chest. Gonna be 058. So this is a hard 0. It's possible that it is too hard, but no, easy tower. But he's not going for it. Is it an
Not going for it.
explosive issue? 4 beds. I'm not sure about the anchor count. 4 beds, maybe no anchors.
Well, I'm surprised because he did like the pearl clip and stuff.
5 beds. Yeah, I mean, well, the per clip just gets you out faster either way. I wasn't entirely looking at the explosive count. I'm looking at Silverr right now. He has 3 white beds. Doesn't look like any wool. 3 white beds and 6 wool, actually. I just think they have no glowstone. I think it's only 5 beds. But if it's only 5
Yeah.
beds, it's something that Silverr will push himself to try to go for in this seed if he knows he's behind. So could potentially be a comeback story unless Lowkey gets a perch right now, which he
I'm not worried about
does.
Silver's health here, but he does find it. There's the perch.
It's just too late.
It's just too late, yeah. And I mean, hey, well played to Lowkey.
Yeah.
He just was a little
Little-
bit faster. Just add it up.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of difference in the nav, I guess, but small mistakes, mainly from Silverr this seed, that all add up and put him just a little too far behind. And now our series is tied up 2-2. I mean, it literally can't be closer than this. They keep exchanging wins, but this is definitely, I think, the most one-sided victory we've seen so far in these 4 seeds.
That was crazy. I mean, it looks like it. Yeah, I guess it just came down to that blind split there. You can see just like 50 seconds there to find the stronghold after having blinded. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, just some terrain to home portal. Not sure. So we're through a whack pearl and was a little lower on food, so maybe played a lot safer. But it was close up until that point, and even on the enter end, he only lost 2 seconds in the stronghold, and was potentially going to 0. So
Right.
could have been closer, but Lowkey got a very fast half bow perch. So props to him for executing that, even though the 0 wasn't there because of explosive counts. And we are going to send it over to Fulham to break down these next 2 seeds, or last 2 seeds, I should say, for you guys, and break us down for what's in store for our last 3 potential seeds of the entire tournament.
We are in for seeds number 3 and 4. A little bit of analysis for this. Surely I'm not still muted, alright? Surely you guys are trolling. Nonetheless, I am going to... It was my end? Okay, alright. So, going into seed number 3, the game is tied up 1 apiece, and we want to here focus on Lowkey's decision to go for the pigs here. Rather than going for the mutton, allowing himself a little bit of extra food, but also front-loading a lot more wood. Entering the nether second to Silverr here, but actually surpassing him in kind of front-loading early on. Silverr was able to head into this bastion at the start of the seed much earlier than his opponent Lowkey. However, after getting the required iron from this chest right here, he heads towards the chalice using the outside terrain that he's located here, and is about to make his iron pickaxe, and misses this jump. So if we just want to take a second to analyze this jump, I can't tell exactly the number of blocks this is, but as far as I can tell from the sort of FOV that I know he plays on, I believe this is a 2 blocks forward, 1 block to the side, and 1 block up jump. So this is not a very difficult jump by any stretch of the imagination. Now, I can't do 3D Pythagoras in my head, but it's probably something along the lines of 3 blocks, plus or minus a little bit. But I think that this jump doesn't seem that insanely impossible. If it's maybe a 2 forward and 2 to the side as well, then it would be a remarkably more difficult jump. But as far as I can tell, this jump, maybe he does jump a touch too early, because I do believe he actually jumps from, had he have jumped from this point on the block to here, would have been a lot easier, but I believe he jumps a little bit too early and tries to make it. And because of that, this is what happens. Some of you in chat may have missed it. You saw Nerdy scream, Silverr is about to die. And this is why. Bear in mind, he has just placed this boat on the side of this tree, which has only 1 block here, which he's able to place this on. If he places it in the top right corner of this block, it will interact with the block that is right here, meaning that he is unable to place the boat. If he doesn't place it on the very corner of this edge block, this boat does not place. So first and foremost, he places the boat, and then spam clicks enough to get in the boat before he takes a single touch of full damage. So let's watch that run back in full speed now, okay? Gets the iron from this bastion chest, heads towards the chalice, messes up what can be seen as a remarkably simple jump, but then hits a clutch on just 1 block. From this position, at full speed, is able to hit this clutch, and this saves him the run. It saves him the run. There's no way of putting this politely. This is the only reason that Silverr is still in this game. This would have been 3-1 at this point. Instead, he was able to continue this seed and get all the way back. He was behind, though. He was definitely behind at that point in the run, but was able to bring back the pace on the fortress split and his navigation towards the stronghold. Notice that Lowkey actually does enter the stronghold first. Now, I don't speak the language that they use for tab crafting. However, as far as I know, this does mean I spy. So Lowkey does enter the stronghold ever so slightly faster, and does his preemptive, gets the location. Now let's pause right here. Let's pause as we enter this 4-way. Notice we see 5 mobs. We see Witch in front of us, Creeper, 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 Spider. Okay, 5 mobs to deal with. The best direction, this way, try and get through this little gap over here so we can avoid the Witch as far as possible. These guys don't even get proc to blow up. This guy gets disorientated, bamboozled, facing the wrong direction, doesn't know where you've gone. Okay, that's the aim. As Lowkey enters this room, that's what's going through his mind. 5 mobs, I have to avoid them as best as possible, and what does he do? Does that exact thing. Hits the spider away, rather than discombobulating it. And instead it decides, you know what the best thing now to do is? Go back. But the issue is, the Witch is still locked on. And even though he tries to go back a slightly different way to avoid the mobs, the Witch is prepped. As soon as he breaks this block right here, breaks this block, Witch is pre-fired, bro. Witch is pre-fired. Looking dead at you. Look at the eye line. The eye line is right here at you. No, nothing else. It's just directly locked on. Aimbot, pre-fire. And check out how quickly this Witch throws the poison potion. Facing the wrong direction, bear in mind. But the Witch gets the poison potion off. And that causes Lowkey to take some damage. However, bold, ambitious, knows that he's behind because Silver's entered the end, needs to go fast, and does so, going for this 0 cycle. Taking damage while throwing the first pearl is crazy. A low tower, relatively, but relatively low on hearts as well. Cranks up, goes for 95. No, goes for 99. And gets there. First bed, okay. Second bed, way too early. And then breaks the third. Notice how early Lowkey detonates this third bed. Now, this could be a tactical decision here. This could genuinely be a tactical decision, knowing Silver entered 3 to 5 seconds before me. I need to go for a 5 explosive 0 here. Maybe he's going for an absolutely overly ambitious attempt to try and hit this 5 explosive 0 so that he has the opportunity. Maybe Silver makes a little mistake. Maybe Silver explodes an anchor too early. Maybe Silver needs to take all 8 explosives that I have. So maybe if I just use 5, I might have a chance. And that's, I think, what Lowkey was playing for here. So he takes a really early detonation here. Notice how early he detonates this. The dragon's head is not above the bed. It's going to give the dragon more damage, but it doesn't give the dragon more knockback, sending it higher up to the sky. Sadly, the dragon does circle in the sky above, but it does not circle high enough for this third bed and does destroy it, meaning that Lowkey was sadly unable to finish off this 1 cycle. Nonetheless, Silver does finish off that seed with, I think, 6 explosives. So either way, I don't think that Lowkey would have been able to get there. Seed number 4. Silver is 2-1 up at this point in time and heads to the next bridge bastion. Jump scare, alert. Guy is on the chalice. What is he doing? Pig on the chalice. Why he there? That not his house? Why is he chilling up here, dog? We see that the Hoglin is standing upon the chalice. This is usually where Silver wants to stand, throw a little bit of gold down, avoid the piglins. But this was a really, really scary thing for Silver here, and has to lose time trying to navigate this Hoglin down. Breaks this gold block to lower its height, and then breaks another breaks the quartz to lower it once again, and then is able to navigate back. But all this while, that 10 seconds, Lowkey is able to slightly take advantage of that time loss and use it to his advantage. Using a bit of a weird double single setup, it happens. Gets 1 pearl hang landed. Now ready for this one. Sees the fortress, throws a pearl, waits for that one to be nearly landing, and then throws this pearl back to home portal. Throws one this way that's about to land, throws one towards the home portal, which he's going to use pearl hanging for. As soon as the fortress pearl lands, notice that Lowkey goes for a lowering of his render distance, meaning that the other pearl is no longer loaded. As an entity, it's no longer loaded at all. These players were pretty much neck and neck at this point. Both of them blinding at very similar times, but as soon as Silver enters this point in his inventory, Have a look around. Check this shit out, okay? Where his boat? Look for the boat. Spot the boat challenge. Difficulty impossible. It's literally not possible for you to find the boat because it doesn't exist. Where did the boat go? We will never know. Now, was this the fact that Silverr didn't make a boat? Did Silverr use all of his wood early on to try and build up to that chalice? Was he struggling with wood in the stronghold? I couldn't tell you because honestly, I'm genuinely in the believing camp that Silverr just forgot. Silverr doesn't know where his boat went, and now he has to go back down this ravine. He noticed too late, and then is having to build up from the kelp. Because of that, he doesn't boat eye, forcing him to throw 2 eyes, meaning that Lowkey enters the stronghold much sooner. Notice here, he doesn't hit starter staircase. Have a little look at where this portal is. This is a random 4-way. Using the calculator that is known colloquially as Ninja Brainbot, that will spawn you right next to starter staircase if you do everything correctly. However, I believe Lowkey put his portal either too low or maybe 1 block off to the side as Lowkey hits this 4-way that is next to the starter staircase. I think 1 or 2 rooms away in this direction. Lowkey has traveled around this whole stronghold, going back to starter looking for preemptive numbers, but has not checked right next to the portal. And it turns out that he spawned it right next to the end portal room. His nether portal was basically 2 rooms away. Had this have not been a slight kink in the road right here, having to go to the side a little bit, going like this in like a lightning bolt shape, unfortunately, he may have been able to see it, but checks this very, very late on, giving Silverr time to potentially come back. However, he's not able to, and only just enters the stronghold, I think, at the very final frame as I was going to pause. Right here, we notice that Silverr finds the stronghold as soon as Lowkey enters into the end. So, Lowkey knows that Silverr is on his tail, luckily gets a decent perch because the 0 cycle was failed. But, nonetheless, this means that this grand final, is at 2 games apiece after 4. We could have been done. You could have had 4 seeds and you could have been going home at this point, chat. You have got extra time, overtime, double time into seeds 5, 6, and potentially seed number 7. If we do get to seed number 7, you will see me once again. If you don't, I have been your analyst for this tournament, and I have appreciated my time with you guys. I'm going to send you back over to Feinberg and Nerdy. I will see you if there is a seed 7.
Well, hopefully that's not the last time we see Fulham, because seed 7 would be wonderful to experience, and I think these runners could easily give it to us. And you're also muted in advance.
Yeah, I knew that.
Wouldn't have caught that. I'll tell you that. But yeah, I mean, excited for our seed 5 pick as well, as any of these seeds can be picked. Is it going to be Temple? No. It's going to be Buried Treasure, not picking what Lowkey banned, picking a victory that Silverr had, and he wasn't even really that much faster in this overworld. I think he found the Buried Treasure a few seconds faster, but lost the time back due to crafting. So, interesting pick. What do you think, Nerdy? Anything out of the ordinary there, or any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense. Silverr it's his most comfortable seed type, and he is very he just has the most experience on that. It's what he does the most for the most part. But at the end of the day, I think that Lowkey's gonna do fine on it as well. I think he's just choosing comfort here, and I think that that's a totally valid pick. We're neck and neck here, so having something comfortable to have for your 5th seed, I think, is a smart choice.
Yeah, and the runners are ready to get right into it. We're ready. I mean, if this was a best of 5, this would be the last seed, but it's a best of 7 for a reason, because these runners are so close that we need to truly figure out who can crush it and who is the best. It looks like they both have the right chunk here. Lowkey getting the iron.
Yeah.
Actually, if you look at the chat, it just went away because Silverr opened his up to his F3, but there is some desync on the streams. On Lowkey's Minecraft instance, he got the Iron Advancement first, and on Silver's Minecraft instance, he got the Iron Advancement first. That's how close these runners are. It's literally the difference in ping to the ranked server as to how close these runners are in comparison to one another. Actual ping diff in Minecraft, in a speedrun Minecraft scenario. And Silverr is out so quick off this island. Lowkey did fall a little bit into a water pool, so that maybe lost him 5 to 10 seconds, but not going the right way for the ravine. Silverr is cutting back and maybe lost all the time save that he had. Lowkey found the right ravine. I mean, this is a 20-30 second time loss for Silverr potentially if he can't find it. I don't know if he didn't go fully the right way or commit to anything. There weren't a ton of kelp blocks over there, but he's found something down there and he's found a room portal. So potentially going to help with Flint, 1 obsidian, Depth Strider 2, I think. Maybe Lackpad is feather falling. I can't tell if he's swimming too fast or not. But he's going to find an enter here. Lowkey is just in so much faster. Lackpad is feather falling. I am not up to date on my Bosnian. Apologies for that, but Silver's going to have to crank a portal here, and he's very behind due to some ravine shenanigans, but it's time that he can catch up. Maybe this 1 obsidian and the couple gold blocks from the room portal will matter. That's what Silverr needs to bank on right now, that these 18 gold ingots that he got for free are going to make a big difference in these treasure trades, because otherwise he's in a bad spot. I think Lowkey killed that. I think he killed that hoglin and he didn't even get the food. So another nice comeback potential for Silverr to gain some of this time loss back. Lowkey's still decently in the lead here, though. Oh my god, and Silverr has a hoglin in the same exact spot. And this is actually going to become a big issue potentially. I think he has to leave the gold block. I'm shocked he's grabbing this. All these pigs auto-funneled off. So he got the gold, but at what cost? I think he lost almost every pig on the bridge there. Yeah, and I don't even think he needed to because he had gold blocks from the room portal, so he could have gotten the gold block later.
Right. Yeah, true.
And used the gold blocks he had for aggro, so very annoying mistake there for Silverr. Not when he needs, when he's already behind in the match.
Yeah, and these mistakes are starting to add up as Lowkey getting some other gold. He's far ahead on the trades here.
Yeah. I mean, should just be leaving this bastion first, but again, is this spare gold going to matter? We're only going to be able to know when all the trades are said and done if it was necessary for that extra gold to help Silverr or not. Because there are still backups in this treasure that Lowkey can grab, so it would be missing out on the backups. Like, even with the backups not having trades, we saw a treasure seed today, actually. Inkleboy and Quist trying to force 20 on treasure and couldn't get it. So it's very possible that... Yeah, look at Lowkey going down, breaking lower treasure. I guess they didn't see the fort? I don't know if he needs the...
chat. Fine, break, take it over.
You're good. You're good. I heard the dog, Nerdy. Do what you gotta do. Solo commentary for now. Hog. But he got the spawner. I guess they didn't see the fort, and you're very close to 0-0 here, so there's not an apparent way that you should go. We've seen people lose matches today to not knowing where the fortress is, so I don't necessarily hate that play, especially because he needs more gold blocks. But maybe Silverr doesn't because of the rune portal play. Looks like Silverr has, 24 obsidian, not having to go down 2 stacks of pearls, almost so much string. Silverr can leave here. and maybe gets to leave faster than Lowkey does, but I think he doesn't have good knowledge of the fortress location. I don't know. Looking around for it. Maybe going back to spawn, but both runners, I mean, the same situation, one pearl away from each other. Lowkey has the Pydar information, knows where the fort is. I think Silverr maybe sees it on a screen over there to the right. He does. So this lower treasure play from Lowkey, needing those gold blocks for the trades, is actually hurting him. So Silver's weird overworld play with the Ruin Portal assist on the gold blocks actually comes back to matter. And now Silverr took the lead, but no fire res. Wow, 3 hearts. Very scary. Lowkey, blaze betting, a spawner, Silverr with better strays. Just trading this time save back and forth. Very, very unclear who is actually ahead, who is actually behind. Until we get to the post-blind splits. Welcome back, Nerdy.
I'm so
I'd like
sorry
to-
about that. But
That's
I'm
okay.
back.
Got what you gotta do. I'd like to report that Silverr actually beat Lowkey to the fort. The extra gold blocks were necessary from the Ruin Portal. Lowkey had to get gold blocks from lower treasure, and Silverr could just leave and found the fort without the use of Pydar.
That
Impressive.
Hey, if it works, it works.
Yeah. Keeping our match close.
Let's see what else we got here.
We're looking at the rod counts. We have 3 rods for both players, actually, and definitely enough string on both players. 2-0. Lowkey has 10 beds worth of wool, and Silver's got 130 string. So I think they ended up getting around a very similar amount of trades. But we'll see.
Yeah, and I've noticed a lot of times that it seems like this split is where a lot of time is made up between the 2 runs. It's weird because I don't really get why. The Blaze split seems like it shouldn't be a place. It seems
Yeah.
very like consistent. Like I feel like
I mean,
there's
managing
not a lot of room.
spawns, some overlap
Yeah.
strays. I mean, Lowkey just got hit a ton. It could also be a spot in the run where your food starts to run low if you
Yes.
are playing risky, taking some damage. So that could be a big part of it as well. But Silverr blinded first, has enough eyes to just leave as it didn't break. So he's going to be ahead heading towards the stronghold. And it looks like Lowkey's leaving his eye. It might have went towards a ravine and fell in a ravine. So Lowkey's going to need to get 1 more rod. And neither of those blazes dropped the rod he needs, and the eye didn't break. So this ravine eye is going to lose him a lot of time here as he just has to sit and wait for the blaze spawner, and it didn't even hang his pearl. He hit a tree, literally maybe a block or 2 away from pearl hanging. But he's able to, I guess, find a different spawner here, but Hoglin's... And he's on 2 hearts! 1 more hit and he'll be dead. 1 more hit and he's dead. Needs to...
Disaster.
Can this Hoglin get up to him? I don't think so. Got the hunger reset off, but Silverr has just been making his way to the second portal chords as Lowkey is going through hell right now. Get it? Because we're in the nether. I mean, maybe Silver's been the one going through hell because he's actually traveling. But he's in the stronghold. Looks like he had a nice preemptive spike. We've seen a lot of people lose some time, lose some matches to preemptive, so not out of the woods yet by any means. Nice food as well. Definitely one off the hunger reset now. 0, so impressive there. Just needs to find that portal room. Oh my god, Lowkey had half a heart from the pearl.
So
no block clutch. Should be safe, but digging down anywhere. Don't think, yeah, this is crazy. Is he going to build it here? Is he going to dig down more? He's just going to build a second portal, maybe.
Oh no, we got a disaster here.
I know, like so scary, right? As Silver's in the portal room here, so Lowkey actually boating the same exact spot Silverr was boating earlier, but Silver's in the end zeroable. It's front small, needs to not fly. Maybe can't get to 95 after a little bit of an overhang and some pearls, but we'll see what he pushes to. He knows this better than I do. not pushing to 95, going to 90. Is it going to fly away or stay? And it flew. And it looks like, though, a good thing for Silverr enjoyers, it flew at 95. It looked like it flew very early, so I don't think Lowkey can zero unless he gets to 99 off of Short Boy Tower, which I don't even know if it's possible, if I'm being honest. I think that dragon would fly at 95 as well. He has 52 arrows in his inventory, but I don't think he has a bow, and he's probably just committed to waiting for this perch. Again, I don't think it's zeroable even at 95. It looked like the dragon flew, because Silverr didn't even get a bet off. It flew very high. I think it wouldn't work zeroing at 95. But Lowkey, I mean, to even give himself a
it's not
chance, he
easy
has
at
to
all.
find the portal room. And he's still just fumbling around the stronghold here. It's so hard to follow. I have no idea where Silverr actually ended up going to get to the portal room, but Lowkey's got to channel his inner Nav King and try to figure it out. Trying to re-preemptive, which is good, and a huge spike under him. But that doesn't really help you if you don't know how to get that way. And a
It's a
snap
perch
from
for
Silverr. Yeah. A lot of beds. He pre-places anchors, but these trades give you about 10 beds as well. And Lowkey's in the portal room to enter, but it's just too late. Silverr with the 4+1. I'd like to see where Lowkey goes, but I think it flies at 95, and I don't think he can push to 95. But we're not going to be able to get to see it. Silverr up now on match point. Still could be a 4-3, Nerdy. Lowkey could win the next seed. He's got to win 2 in a row.
Yeah.
Silverr just has to win 1 to become the 2-time back-to-back only MCSR ranked playoffs champion. I mean, very close
If it's
seed up
50-50?
until.
Sorry, go.
It's okay.
I was just
Very
gonna say,
close seed. You go.
classic, like classroom discussion moment right there. You guys know what I'm talking about? Where you're like, you go, and then both people start. I don't know. I've had that experience so
Dude,
much. But anyways.
I'm thinking like when you're on a sidewalk and you're walking into someone and then you
True,
both go
that
left
too,
and you
that
both
too.
step right, or like when you're
That's
driving
so
or
accurate.
walking. Like sometimes when I'm walking, I don't drive, but like there's a car that shows up, and I don't know, me personally, I'm not winning the 1v1 against the car. Like if there's a collision, I'm not
Yeah, probably not.
the one winning the collision. So I like wave the car along, and they're like, and then the person in the car like waves me along, and I'm like, dude, you were like here before I even got close to the crosswalk, and I wave them along again, and then they wave me, and I'm like, okay, fine, I'm just gonna walk, like, and then we wasted like 15-20 seconds. So I don't know, a very common occurrence. Very relatable. But
I was trying to say, I did. Dude, there's no way. There's no way. All I was trying to say, if you put it at a 50-50, then Silverr now has a 75% chance of winning. That's it. That's all I
Yes.
had. That's it.
That's
That's right.
true.
That's
That's
it.
true.
That's all. That's all. You go. You go.
That's
Please,
true.
please,
If it's a
please
raw,
go.
if it's
Please
a
actually go.
if it's a raw 50-50, Silverr has a 75% chance of winning. All I was gonna say is that I think the main splitting force in their paces on that run was Lowkey's eye going into the ravine and not being able to pick it up and having to finesse that 6th rod or 7th rod, I guess I should say, not from his spawn cycle, from that other spawner getting to half a heart, having to hunger reset in the nether, just ended up being very scuffed, all spiraling from losing one eye into a ravine. That's all I was going to say. But I'm ready to go into our seed pick ban for seed 6, potentially the last seed we could ever see in the history of Minecraft. The game is actually going to be discontinued after the playoffs. So we get 1, maximum 2 seeds before it's all over forever.
True.
Surely.
True.
Village pick, though.
Village pick.
Interesting
I
because
think-
Lowkey lost time on his village overworld. But I mean, that was over an hour ago. Maybe an hour and a half. He's had a lot of time to improve on his mistakes and definitely won't make that same mistake again with the food. Maybe he's more comfortable in the village. hoping Silverr will make a decision mistake or something. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it makes sense. He just won the first seed. I mean, yeah, it was a little bit of a scuffed first seed, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's just a very easy to play, easy to, you don't have to think a lot, you get a lot of food. Um, I think that decision totally makes sense here.
100%. And we're getting right into it. Potentially our last seed, Silverr, up 3-2 in our grand finals. Best of 7. If he wins this seed, he wins $3,000. It's a $1,500 difference between first and second, and the glory of winning the entire ranked playoffs. So a lot on the line here for both players. One blacksmith, need to kill a golem. 2 blacksmiths. I completely lied. But to be fair, I didn't see that one. So I was correct with the info I had at the time. Let's see if it's an obsidian play here. No, but there is no need now to kill the golem. You can gold axe and gold shovel coming out from Lowkey. Wonder if Silverr will make a gold or an iron shovel. You can also make shears, which is what Lowkey did, so it makes sense why he's saving the iron. Very smart play. Lots of trees around in the plains. Gravel at Lowkey's feet as well. And now it's just about finding that enter. Very fast village seed, double blacksmith, everything you need, blocks, food, all that jazz. This could be our last seed. I don't want it to be. Commentating is fun. Game 7s are fun. But
I want a game 7. I do. So maybe I am rooting for Lowkey here. Maybe Lowkey, I'm Lowkey rooting for Lowkey. Yeah, I'm sorry. The next joke I need to do is like including like the Greek god or not the Norse god or whatever. I'll add that one next. That will be my next task is to come out with a way to fit that into, Lowkey or whatever.
Oh, Lowki.
Yeah.
That took me way too
Sorry.
long.
Should I say like the Marvel villain? Maybe that's more known.
Yeah, would have gotten way more relatability
Sorry.
than more.
That's what I think of. I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
That's okay. Maybe some Silverr jokes about how he's going for gold right now. Doesn't want to settle for silver. Not sure where we can explore there. But anyways, in the seed, I mean, looking like a game 7 if we ended it right now. Lowkey ahead in the nether, and maybe no, he's gonna enter the bastion. Thought it was gonna be before Silverr was even in the nether, being a full split ahead, but it's a housing. He's close. Definitely 20-25 seconds ahead, but it's an awkward route mid down with some glowstone in the way. Very awkward to get this started, awkward to get some pigs. Gonna be weird to see what route Silverr decides to go for here. Is he gonna, yeah, look at this. Heading on some upper terrain here to play top-down housing route, so he's intentionally losing some time to potentially gain it back with a routing decision. We'll see how it pays off for him. And he's got the food to tank some hits from the village. This is obviously a lot riskier play if you're playing on a low food seed like a desert temple or a room portal with no mobs around or food in the chest. But having this village food, having the bread, having the carrots to make into golden carrots, very aggressive play, and he's going to get a lot more pigs. The downside is Lowkey's been trading and mining gold for the last 30-40 seconds. So Silver's very behind. And he has to deal with this glowstone, but an insane, nice block off, and he's going to get all these pigs handled. Well done. He's just so far behind the on the trading that I don't know if the pigs can trade and catch up fast enough.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
To have it matter.
So we're getting now finally mining out those gold blocks. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I don't know. We'll have to see. Silver on 9 bread, which is
Yeah, guess how much
definitely
food
gonna be
Lowkey
good.
has, Nerdy, on our village seed.
I can see it. It's just we gotta just a 0. No mega
No
lol.
food. Again, no punching carrots, no punching hay bales, no food.
It's like these
Same
kind of
mistake from
situations I don't
Lowkey
understand.
on his seed pick. So ahead faster in the overworld, potentially due to the food decision. But it's gonna definitely come to bite him. I mean, just barely be able to get through the seed without hunger resetting once, maybe even twice. Every half art. I mean, there's a Hoglin here, just absolutely gracious save, and he's just got to not burn this food, hoping for 4 pork chops. I mean, what a save here. And he got 4 pork chops. Wow. Not looking good. If you're a Silverr fan, Lowkey Hoglin, it's your biggest op right now in this seed.
True.
But look at this. I mean, almost the exact same fort pace, and it looks like Silverr is almost in a better spot above the fort, able to scout where he's going. Lowkey's sort of stuck underneath and gets dropped down by a Wither Skelly. There's some of his food gone, but he's got some Feinberg strays up here as well. The Wither Skelly was like a sort of a guardian to the greatness of the blazes, whatever, up here. Very weird though. Lowkey's going to be much slower getting to a spawner. Silver's going to be pushing for a spawner here. So all depends. These fort splits are so dynamic. We've seen runners gain and lose time just back and forth on these, depending on the seed, depending on the fort.
I think it's
And
one thing
Silverr,
that just we constantly underestimate as a place where time can be made up. Like it just feels like it shouldn't be a place where time can be made up because, the rates are the same and it doesn't feel that much slower when someone has like a slow blaze split. But I mean, time and time again, we've just seen situations where the enter fort is super different as far as the two splits between the two players, but we see one player catch up or one player make that gap even bigger after the fort
yeah,
split. So it's very interesting to see that, and yeah, I guess it's just like these minor kind of decision making things, these minor task overlaps, like you said. It's like these small things that just kind of add up and aren't as tangible as other things, like if you die in a bastion route or something.
100%. It's the weird time loss that is not always immediately apparent. But both of these runners on 3 blaze rods, but Silverr has a fully blaze bedded spawner, and Lowkey does not. That's our time difference right here. So Silverr is cranking out these spawn cycles, cranking out these rates, and Lowkey is dealing with fully blaze bedding the spawner before he can get to max blaze rod efficiency. Silver's on a wood axe, kind of corny. I think he threw out a stone axe on accident. Apparently, kind of missed that. So what can you do? But
Not a huge deal, but definitely slow.
yeah, it has 5 rods. Lowkey has 4. So first portaling here is not a bad idea. You get to overlap, thinking about what you're overlapping the blaze spawn cycle itself, and a mega taiga. Both runners will end up in the same exact spot, but very awkward to pick up an eye, and very awkward sometimes to even see where the eye goes.
Right.
Very, very common. You can throw it straight into a tree. But
There
a
we go,
nice angle there for Silverr and a nice angle there for Lowkey. Same exact split, just 0 rods of difference. Both runners blinding on 5 rods. So it's weird. Like, did Lowkey make up the time here somehow, or Silverr make up the time, or I don't even know. Like, it's so unapparent until they actually start heading to coordinates. You just have no idea. Lowkey back in the nether first, but like even on 5 blazes, like how many blazes have they killed between the 5th rod and the 6th rod? Like, is Silverr 3 blazes ahead right now? He's pre-crafting stuff. 35, got the beds in, crafting the anchors as well.
Ooh, there's a nice spawn.
And Lowkey has no
Like 5 blazes right there.
yeah, looking for the 6th rod, not off that
6
stray.
blazes.
Might be able to get the 5th rod or the 6th rod
There
here,
you
and
go.
Silverr does. He's gonna be leaving first.
Wow.
Potentially our last stronghold, and Silver's in the lead with stuff pre-crafted. Gold pickaxe, golden carrots. Lowkey has 1 more pork chop only. That's not going to last him far enough to throw these pearls without having to hunger reset. So Silver's not only ahead on time, he's ahead on materials, he's ahead on preparation, and Lowkey can finally go catch up, try to beat him to second portal here. Look how much use Silver's getting out of this gold pickaxe. But he digs the wrong way. Read the chord's wrong a little bit. Read the chord's very wrong. Maybe he gives Lowkey time to catch up. Silverr was very off there for a little bit. And now Lowkey's almost on the cords.
Man, yeah, just like slight weirdness from Silver's terrain navigation there. And Lowkey's basically caught up here within a few seconds.
Yeah, within literally 5 to 10 seconds, and Silverr messing around with his options a little bit there. Could just literally be it. Gets a spike down mid. That's where Lowkey's spike is. I mean, it might be the only way to go. Silverr getting stuck on this water.
This is close enough where stream delay actually matters.
But they
like,
can't
that's how
go
close
middle.
we are right now.
Yeah. Have to go top left. And I mean, literally doing the same exact nav at the same time. I think Silverr is ahead on the stream delay by like half a second. Both checking the same door, whiffing the door. Silverr more committal to this door. Is it going to be where the portal room is?
It's actually 5.
It's not. Lowkey finds the portal room first. We might be seeing a game 7.
Yeah.
He's got the
Lowkey
pearls.
brought it
He's got
back.
the food. No, he doesn't. It's pearl clippable. No, it's not. 53 can build up. Front. How tall? Kind of tall. 97. Is it good enough? He's going to send it. He has to send it. And he gets there with half a rotation. Nice first bet. He's got so many explosives. I think we're going to see a game 7.
Ooh.
Maybe. Really weird height. 2 extra rotations. He got a lot of height on that dragon, but he has so many beds and anchors. I think it should be fine as long as there's no break on the bed here. So low, though. Is it dead? Is he dead? Wow.
Good. Fantastic stuff.
One of the most scuffed zeros we've seen in terms of damage and rotations, but he clutches it
It worked.
into seed 7. 1 heart remaining. If that cage was any bigger, we might not be seeing a seed 7. What a match. I think these runners have been in the end together every time that all of these matches. When someone has won, the other person's been in the end, I think. Or if not
This
in
is
the end, in
crazy.
the portal room.
I mean, tell me about, like, this is a perfect final. Like, these two players just proving time and time again that they are not only some of the best because of the fact that they've gotten here, but they are very similarly skilled. This is, I mean, the fact that we've gone to a game 7 proves that, but it's not even about that. We've seen almost no complete throws, like almost 0 deaths in this entire set, if any. I don't even know immediately if I can think of a death off the top of my head. I mean, it's been a while, but I mean, this is just unbelievable stuff from both players. And then not only that, but then they're constantly just trading splits. They are neck and neck, literal. Like, they are completely on pace with one another constantly. And this has been a blast to watch.
Yeah, I mean, especially in the end there, like the end game splits, literally naving the same stronghold, same exact parts at the same exact time for like 10 to 15 seconds. They were just like in sync, actually, like within 4 blocks of each other. If it was a duo run, it's like they were just following each other. Actually incredible. And we are going to throw it over to Fulham for our last analysis segment. We get to see Fulham one more time, breaking down seed 5 and 6 for you guys before we get to game 7, our last game of the season 2 playoffs. Fulham, take it away.
Dude. What? What? No. What? And oh my. Oh, sorry, chat. I didn't realize you guys were there already. We are into seed number 7. What? We actually get a seed 7 on this match. 3-all. It has literally gone back and forth. 1-1, 2-2, all the way to 3-3. And we are going to analyze first and foremost seed number 5. I wanted to really make an important point here. During this seed, Lowkey burned this much food at the start. And remember, he had to hunger reset early through at the end of this run. And sadly, because of him burning this Hoglin's food here... Listen, I realize you may not have been able to hear the sound cues. Listen to the burn sound. It does actually burn. Even though he's picked up the lava, no ghost bucket, it sadly burns in the remnants of this lava right here. So he sadly doesn't have the food to be able to to complete the run perfectly. However, Silverr also makes a slight mistake in this bastion, has these 2 gold blocks already prepared, but because of the hoglins, piglins, everything's, we lose some pigs while trying to navigate over the bastion, which does cause him to lose some time. He really didn't need to go for these 2 gold blocks due to the fact that he already had a substantial amount of gold blocks from the overworld by going into the ruined portal that we saw early on. You can actually see he has 4 gold blocks before starting this bastion route, obviously getting 2 on the bridge right there, but had 2 from the overworld. So could have been able to, could have been able to use those 2 ruined portal blocks to actually navigate through this bastion slightly quicker. However, those 2 extra blocks were really useful because we then see that Lowkey travels all the way down to bottom treasure, first and foremost to break the spawner, which was very, very useful. Don't get it twisted, because he was able to find the location of the fortress using Pydar. If you've got 2 spawners, including one at the bottom of treasure right here, you're going to see him break it. This spawner is the bane of many RSG runners players' existence, because people often travel to this bastion rather than the fortress. So by breaking this, he knows where the fortress is going to be. But notice, he actually grabs some gold blocks from down here. Silverr didn't have to get these gold blocks because he got extra in the overworld. But after just grabbing 2 or 3 extra gold blocks, he travels right back up to his pearl that was hung at the top of the bastion and starts trading again. He doesn't use all of the gold blocks that he mined, but he did need some to push up to 20 obby. I'm going to show just his inventory right at the end here, if I can pause it at the correct time. Surely I can pause it at the correct time. You can see right at the end of this clip, he only has 16 obby. Obviously, he has these 5 gold blocks that he just mined. But in the first 2 gold blocks that Silverr was able to use, he was able to get up to the 20 obsidian that he needed. Then things went from bad to worse for Lowkey. Ravine Eye. Need I say more? Have a look. He turns on hitboxes to make it even easier to see as it falls. But watch the eye. Oh no, the eye is going to be traveling straight down into this ravine, and I have nothing else to say apart from it's a really unfortunate set of circumstances right here. This ravine just gobbles up the eye, and it heads straight down there, meaning that he has to get 1 more blaze at this spawner, allowing Silverr to take the advantage on that seed. Enters the stronghold first and finishes the game first. Next up, we have seed number 6. This is match point. Silverr only needs to win 1 more game. And, oh my lord, does Lowkey make it stressful for the Lowkey enjoyers? He enters the nether with just 1 bread on a village seed. Now, we've seen many prestigious runners such as XUC get 53 bread before the overworld. But right here, we only have 1. No apples, no potatoes, no carrots, just this 1 bread. However, after leaving the bastion first, he enters the nether first because of the lack of food. Leaving the bastion first and hanging a pearl, as we're going to see here. He's already hung the pearl, grabs the obsidian from this chest. Fantastic use of pearl hanging. Lands here, and the perfect location for this hoglin to be at. Perfect. Uses the lava, and he doesn't let it burn this time. Finishes it off with the axe. And not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 cooked pork chops from the 1 hoglin, allowing him to really stick it to Silverr. Able to, use these pearls more effectively, not have to worrying about hunger resets, things like that. And able to head into the fortress as soon as possible. Silverr makes a big mistake right here, whereby he doesn't mistakenly, intentionally throws out the stone axe, turns to the side, hotkeys to 1, throws it out, and opens up the crafting bench, assuming that he has iron nuggets. He has no iron nuggets and no iron ingots. This was one of the most frustrating throws, arguably, that he's probably made, because he now knows, oh my god, I've got nothing I can do. I have to make a wooden axe. And finishes the rest of this blaze fight with a wooden axe, which is just slow. It may only be a few seconds, but a few seconds was all he really needed because he made a few seconds more of a mistake right here. Traveling the wrong direction, going in the negative X direction when he needed to be going further positive Z, I believe. Sorry, my bad. Negative Z, I think. No, it was positive Z. He went the wrong direction twice. He went negative X, then negative Z, but in fact, he needed to go positive Z. So double mistake. Rare moment for Silverr to make 2 mistakes back to back like that. Just misreading coordinates. It happens to the best of us, including some of the best in the world. And this has come down to where we're at now. A risky 0 cycle for Lowkey, a misplaced obsidian there. Not that it really mattered, but it could have made all the difference had it have been particularly important. Silverr enters the stronghold, and I don't have a clip for that 0 cycle right at the very end. But oh my days, I have nothing left to say. These 2 players here have been unreal. 3 plays 3. 1 all, 2 all, 3 all. This match has been fantastic, and it's all come down to seed number 7. So grateful to be even able to give you this analysis right before the final seed. It's all down to this, chat. It is Silverr's seed pick. He gets to decide which type of seed he wants. But that's all you're going to hear from me. The analysis is over. It is down to the runners. I'm going to send you guys back to Feinberg and Nerdy. Thank you guys for having me on, and I have really appreciated being the analyst for the ranked playoff season 2. I will see you guys all in season 3, but you will be seeing the winner in the next seed. Feinberg, Nerdy, take it away.
That was our last analysis segment, Nerdy. Feel strong, man.
Dude, Fulham did an amazing job. Can we just get a quick shout out? I feel like that was he was constantly watching, constantly getting little clips the entire time. It was an idea that we had to bring on Fulham for this little kind of mid-game thing, and I feel like he killed it. In my opinion, he did an amazing job. And can we get some I don't know, some kind of celebratory emote? What's a good one, Feinberg?
Everyone's doing the woo emote.
Let's do that one then for Fulham, because actually in an amazing job throughout this entire tournament. And thank you very much. I just wanted to give Fulham a big thank you.
Yeah, getting all the clips himself, watching every match, putting it all together, and just being there every time for the analysis. Just incredible work. And we're all doing it for volunteers. So if you want to pay us and you're a sponsor, let us know, or a venture capitalist, because it's pretty fun. But all volunteer work. So Fulham, along with many others, makes this all possible. So big shout outs. Anyways, Nerdy.
Let's do this.
It's game 7 time. Let's look at the seed selection. I think we have 2 seeds only to pick from. Ruin Portal or Desert Temple. It's Ruin Portal. No Desert Temple at all in the grand finals.
The Ruin Portal.
Ruin Portal seeds end it all.
This is meaningful. Silverr lost his first game today. He lost against Anko Boy on a really good Ruin Portal seed. He played well, but wasn't fast enough.
Here. Yeah. Sub 10 against Lowkey here with the Ruin Portal seed. So I think he's 1-1 today, unless they play. I think they might have played 2 Ruin Portal seeds. Silverr and Anko Boy. I really don't know.
So let's see.
It felt like so long ago, but I think we've been icing these players long enough. They've had enough time to think about the nerves, think about the stakes, think about the fact that this is a $1,500 Ruin Portal seed. Yep. A rank 1 versus rank 2, grand champion versus runner-up, all on the line. And any block misplace could be it. Any death could be it. I mean, for Silverr, it's not the highest stakes he's seen in the last couple months, but it's a more hits home related to the speedrunning community compared to the rivals bingo tournaments and stuff. So I think it still means a hell of a lot to both of these players, and I'm just hoping we see a good seed.
It all comes down to this. We get a notch right away, Feinberg, just for you.
Yep. Fire charge as well. Possible to grab the gold block above. to make a gold axe and gold shovel. Should see both runners do this. I mean, if you're not playing perfect, you're gonna get sped up on or gapped, or lack of a better word. The other runner will just be playing perfectly. So any mistake,
Right.
I mean, both runners going for the gold pick. Or gold axe and gold shovel. My apologies. The gold block. Iron pick, gold block.
I'm gonna be honest,
very
to me,
exciting.
Lowkey looks nervous. Like the decision making, he like sort of I don't know. There's something about this movement that just doesn't quite look up to what we were seeing earlier. I think maybe some of that time that we've had in between match 6 and match 7, maybe adding to the nerves. Hopefully that will get ironed out soon. I expect it will.
Yeah.
Silverr though, getting the early lead.
I mean, they had so much time to think, but between game 6 and 7, between game 2 and 3, between game 4 and 5, just thinking, all the small mistakes, because neither runner has made a big mistake really. No,
Yeah.
I don't think we've had any deaths in this
Yeah.
In this grand finals. Basically perfect macro gameplay from both of these runners. So you're sitting there with your thoughts, your nerves, you're thinking about the micro, you're thinking about the journey, having to beat players in the round of 16, round of 8, semifinals, and to lose it all on the last seed potentially, or win it all on the last seed potentially. So we're eating the KB from the Hoglin as they have a large attack cooldown. Well played. Can be used for food later. Would probably expect to see that happen from both runners. As one notch, like we've talked about before, is not great for raw food value. It's amazing for health. It's amazing for staying alive. But when you need to sprint, when you need to heal more after your notch is done, it is not the move for it to be your only source of food. Both runners doing a left side triple route here. Same exact route, getting very similar amounts of pigs. Nice drop down there, so we're getting one extra pig. And he's going to dig out all 3 pigs that wandered down here. Nice pathing manipulation here as well. Unfortunately, gets hit there once, but Lowkey's getting hit a couple times by a piglin here as well. Trading back and forth the micro food mistakes. We'll be curious to see if these runners go and kill the Hoglin and how they do it, because there was only one fire charge. They don't have a lava bucket. You can easily grab lava and bridge, especially if you have iron, because or iron to make the bucket. The lava is just everywhere on the shoulders, but they don't have iron ingots yet. Should potentially be in this single chest or the lodestone chest, but I wonder if it's a big priority for either of these runners. You could just eat the notch while you're pearling. Like Silverr could throw 1 pearl, let the pearl land, eat the notch. He'll be back up to full health and full hunger, but he's going to eat it early here.
Okay.
Lowkey has also eaten his notch early. So both runners now on no food, but 18 hearts. And this absorption lasts for a while. The fire res and the resistance as well lasts for a while, and the resistance is very huge. I'm not sure its effect on pearl throws and pearl damage specifically. Might be a true damage difference, but I know if they accidentally get hit by blazes or wither skeletons, they will take less damage from the resistance and the armor that they have. And Silver's gone.
Yeah, Silver's out here. I
What's the
expect Lowkey
explosive
to be out soon.
situation?
And
Enough
Lowkey's
explosives for
out. Look at
0.
that.
Yeah.
Like, we are seconds away again.
Both runners having to build up in this lava. It's just going to come down to who throws better pearls, and Silver's second pearl was not amazing. So Lowkey's actually able to maybe... I mean, they're in the exact same spot. Pearl to the fort from Silverr. Lands on the side.
Nice
Pearl to the fort from Lowkey. Lands on the side, but it might be slightly higher. No, it's actually on the ground, but he gets to pearl up and get up, and now Silver's at the top. Getting to the top of this fort within 4 seconds of each other. It's going to be a stray difference potentially, but neither runner looks like they're having a good experience so far. Silverr spots the spawner. Lowkey, never mind. Nice Feinberg strays up there. Could be the match. Silver's got some nice strays over here on the left too. Digging down as well. Nice strays inside. Good use of audio. This gold axe is going to break, and I'm scared of the wither skeleton in this hallway here. How he's going to deal with it.
Like you said.
Yeah. Blocks it off. Needs to craft gold or iron axe here. Sticks and iron craft, and back to the axe craft. Lots of time loss here just on this wither skeleton and the gold axe breaking, as Lowkey's able to chain these strays and the spawner together.
Yeah.
Slightly better strays, going to give him some time on the fortress, I think at least. We always think someone's ahead in the fort, and then they're not. But it's pretty obvious right now. Lowkey on 5 rods, building his portal. Silverr on 3. But lots of blazes still on Silver's screen. Might not be able or might not need to sit at the spawner at all. He's got one back here, can trigger the spawner as well, more on the bridge to the side. And Lowkey's first eye goes straight into a mountain. Is the second one going to as well? No. Look at these straights from Silverr as well. Has to deal with a skeleton and a big magma cube. Maybe a
this is
huge deal
awful for
here.
Silverr.
Little bit of panic. It's kind of just a skeleton. The magma cube is almost too big to be an issue, but these skeletons are not helping, and Lowkey was able to get both of his eyes back, and it looks like he's heading back down to his nether portal. Not sure where he's going, though. Up the hill for some reason? Maybe looking for food, maybe fell. Oh, had to get the eye from around the mountain.
But he's measured at this point, and Silverr does have 6 rods, so he's
Silverr
up
has 6.
1 rod. But
how
he hasn't
fast is
measured it all.
Lowkey getting the 6th rod? There it is. So he's ready to go. Takes a little bit of a fall. Food situation is not good for both runners. Wow, Lowkey barely dodging wither skeletons there. Going to be stuck. Is this good terrain he can get up on? Potentially. Has to avoid some damage and get to second portal, and Silverr has to get this eye measurement. It's so important. Look at the gap there between the leaves and the logs. But
a bit lucky there for sure.
It might be too little too late. He might be too far behind to matter. Look at Lowkey getting into the stronghold. He's going to be there first by 20, 25 seconds maybe. Because Silver's going to be going, but how fast can he handle this terrain? How fast can Lowkey handle this preemptive? And I mean, what are the nerves like either? Zeroing for $1,500?
Yep.
What are the nerves?
I mean, it has to be
prepping here. 7 bed to anchor. You have so
unimaginable.
many explosives. This preemptive looked very obviously down middle as well. Looking for light sources off of this 4-way no. Maybe back on the right where he had a light source over there. So has to deal with some small magma cubes. Is he going to be okay though? Yes, Lowkey finds it.
Behind.
He could get into the portal room soon, but not soon enough. If Lowkey's in first, it's just going to be over. Open. Front. If it's cage, it's easy. It's back. Kind of tall. Needs some good pearls. These pearls look very good. 94. He's going to push it. It's back 100 and he's giving up.
Okay.
Silverr has to potentially hit back 100. Doable. Very, very hard for $1,500. He's done it before. It's possible.
He's in.
It is so difficult. And if he hits it, it's close enough. I don't think Lowkey will get a perch in time. It could be the craziest zero Silver's ever had to hit in his life. Gets the hunger reset. Gets the items. Lowkey got a fireball, I think. I don't know where the dragon is exactly. Floating around here.
That might be a perch.
Maybe snaps.
No.
That's no snap. Silver's heading for the zero. Has to hit back 100. There's a $1,500 zero right here. Pearl 97. He's pushing it. Has full sand. Crying Obby as well. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Can't get there.
He's dead.
He had to go for it. He had to go for it. You respect the attempt. And it just wasn't. It wasn't close enough. I don't know how hard it is. I think he says it's the hardest possible hittable zero is back 100 top setup. And the pearls looked good, but it was Y96 pearl instead of 100. Like maybe it has to be perfect. I'm not the guy to ask. Nerdy's not the guy to ask. But he went for it when he needed to go for it. And Lowkey's gonna get a perch here. And as long as he gets these beds down, it's going to be it. I mean, 4 bed here with the axe as well. And that's it.
And that's it. Wow.
Wow, man. Silverr dethroned after an intense best of 7. Wow. And he went for back 100. He put it all on the line. Hardest possible zero.
You have to respect it. You have to respect the effort. Insane job. Silverr wins. Or sorry, wow. Silverr gets second place.
Lowkey wins.
Lowkey wins. Congratulations to Lowkey for a phenomenal performance throughout this, dethroning Silverr and winning $3,000.
I mean, I could not have asked for a better grand finals. There were two incredible semifinals matches today, incredible third place match, but this blew season 1 out of the water in terms of player skill, intensity of matches, everything. I mean, this was just insane. I don't have any words. I don't know. Just crazy.
It was just amazing content. Lowkey played so well throughout this entire tournament, and it's so awesome to see a new face win, in my opinion. I mean, obviously I love Silverr. You know I love Silverr. But it is awesome as well to see someone new. And I mean, he earned it, you know? He put in the work. He got #1 season 2. That is not easy. That is not easy whatsoever. And all that practice, all that work paid off. He got the result.
Yeah, I mean, dethroning Silverr. I mean, first place season 1, second place season 2. Not a bad resume by any means, but not the two-peat that he was looking for. And that is going to conclude our season 2 ranked playoffs.